And we're live. I hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we are.
Wonderful.
Oh, sorry about that, everyone. We had a few technical issues there that didn't present themselves during our little test last week. That went by swimmingly. But yeah, we had a few internet issues there, so sorry about that. I've had to pick up 2 computers and change rooms, so that's why we're a little bit behind.
And why Matt's slightly sweaty.
Yeah, slightly sweaty and down in coronas, but...
That dewy complexion has come from hard work getting this back up and
I
running.
know, yeah. But we're back up and running, and welcome to our first ever live stream. So I was hoping there wouldn't be any technical issues, or they would only be small, so please forgive us for them. We will learn and get better. But yeah, thanks for joining us for our little Glory Daze watch-along kind of thing. So I thought I'd just let you know what we're kind of going to be doing. Obviously watching Glory Daze, but we just wanted to...
I'm out. Nah, I didn't
we're not watching cards. Done, mate.
Sorry.
I don't rewatch my old stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, who am I like? Is it Leo?
Adam, no, it's
Who's that?
Adam Driver.
That's it.
Adam
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, we're going to watch the episodes, going to have a bit of a discussion about them in between some of them, and just have a bit of a chill, because we started doing this series nearly 2 years ago now. Over 2 years ago. I think, where have I got it here? The first episode we put out on June 29th.
June.
So we're kind of getting near 2 years since we released this, and we've been shooting season 2. I think we can all admit we've had quite challenges. We didn't think season 2 was going to be harder than season 1, but just like everyone's personal circumstances have made it's a bit harder.
To be fair, the last day we filmed, it was just fucking well windy, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, that was.
It was like really windy. Which has made a whole challenge.
Yeah, that was just
We
bad
want to
enough.
get the momentum going again. But,
Exactly. Yeah, I think at the moment we've got 3 or 4 more days to shoot of season 2, and then obviously coronavirus came along, and it stopped stuff for us. I mean, we did get to put out the isolation diaries, so they're good. So if you've not watched them, give them a watch. I think they're pretty good fun. But yeah, we wanted to keep doing stuff, mainly so you don't forget about us, so that you're kind of excited when season 2 comes out. So we kind of had the idea of doing a bit of a watch along. If you've got any questions, guys, you can chuck them in the chat. We can answer them, and just generally have a lovely little time. I think it'd be quite nice.
Speaking of which, the question that Rob just asked, is that another gross beer? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What's it?
It's a sticky toffee pudding stout, because I am running on empty. So yeah, I drank all the good beers before the stream, and now it's all I'm left with. So we make do.
And I'm currently being called out for being the only of the 4 not wearing uniform JamJar merch.
Good.
I'm actually wearing Ben's costume, guys, so I'm even deeper in it than these 3.
Yeah,
Which is my excuse for leaving it back in London before I isolated.
Are you just playing the whole thing as Ben then? This whole stream.
Yeah.
I'll just get closer to the camera.
I was going to say, for anyone who has watched the isolation streams, that's why his camera is like a potato. It's not because he's actually really meth. It's he's deliberately broke his phone a bit just for the stream.
Yeah.
So, I hope.
Yeah.
No, actually, the comedy behind that is that David's was actually out of your 2 was actually the best one, and I had to make it look worse in After Effects to make it look bad.
Fix it in post.
Never.
Guffer's tagline.
Yeah, never fix it in post. He doesn't even know what that means, but
I don't. I'm like, can I just post it to you? I'll just post you a copy of what I'm talking
Fix it in the post. Royal Mail will fix it.
never get anything done with Royal Mail, mate.
Only messing. Love you, posties.
But yeah.
Yeah, thank you to our sponsor.
Yeah. I don't know. I presume everyone knows who we are, but maybe some people just know one of us. So in case they don't, I'm Matt. Someone want to go next?
Yeah, I'm Sam.
He's Sam.
I'm Guffers. David, but Guffers.
I'm David.
He's the real David.
I'm David.
I would say that I gave up my name for you.
You're a tomato. Is that what you're saying?
I'm a martyr.
You're right, that's what you're saying.
I'm a tomato.
A tomato. Yeah, so I thought.
Like a tomato, I'm so warm.
I'm really warm, mate. I'm so sweaty. Like, I've got a jumper on here. You guys just got the t-shirts on. I got the jumper. Well, the red.
Yeah, tomatoes are kept in greenhouses.
I think if you put a tomato in this room that I'm in, it would also be warm.
Mate, that would be the same for anything.
I stand by it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Oh dear. Right, let's give the people what they want.
For the stream to end.
Yeah, let's end it. End it there. Turn it off.
Bye, guys. It's been good.
No one's forcing them to watch this. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, so I thought we could start by just having a bit of chat about, kind of pretentiously, where kind of we started Glory Daze, because I think I wrote this like 8 years ago, or I wrote the first episode 8 years ago. Like, had the concept, because those OG fans out there will obviously know that we used to film sketches and stuff when we were like 17, 18 and all in college together. And
we don't talk about the sketches.
We don't talk about the sketches.
What sketches?
Yeah.
I don't even
There's
know
a reason. There's a reason you can't find them online anymore. Just.
I wouldn't challenge anyone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You can't. You just can't find them online, so it's fine. But I was kind of like, sketch comedy was never something I was particularly ever good at writing at. Like, I did a lot of the filming and the editing for it, but never really. I think I had like one idea.
All of the editing for it. Let's
yeah, I did all the editing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure you did all of it.
Yeah, it was a lot of Matt just putting up with shit ideas from us, like being like,
Being shouted.
edit that chair, boy, sitting in your chair all day. Go on.
We had a joke, didn't we? That like at the end of the episodes, used to come in to Matt just editing and then
You beat me up. Yeah. Good times.
What a great joke.
Good joke for legal reasons.
But yeah, we've got better. So yeah, we used to do that, and kind of I was always like, I want to write something that we can all make, because we love doing the sketches and stuff. So I kind of came up. I don't remember like where and when and everything, but I came up with this idea, and I remember being in the Peel, the Spoons pub in Bury, and I remember the exact table we sat on and sharing it with you all, and kind of we all liked it, but then we all kind of went off to university and this and that, and I actually remember saying to Laura, just saying like, oh, I've had this idea and I just don't think we're ever actually going to get to like do it, because like me and Sam were living away pretty much straight away, and then a year or 2 years later you moved away, Guff, as well, so that kind of meant that it was even longer time since we could like film it. But then in like 2 years ago, everyone was kind of back together and we were all like, yeah, should we do some stuff? And we released a really pretentious promo video for our page.
We're being back.
I watched that the other day.
I did, yeah.
Like, that is mad pretentious, but I'm still like, yeah, that's badass. That.
Yeah,
I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, definitely big up the Peel, Leo. Can't wait to be back. But
well,
yeah,
it's Weatherspoons, isn't it? So I don't know where I stand on a Weatherspoons anymore.
I know, me too.
It was in a Weatherspoons though, where me and you, Matt, brainstormed. These characters.
I had this
different spoons.
Yeah, I had this written down actually. That I think we kind of went, let's do some stuff, and I was like, remember that idea I had all those years ago? Because it must have been like what, like 4 years or something. But anyway, I was like, remember that idea, and we were all like, cool, let's do it. Yeah, and I remember me and you met up and kind of fleshed out all the characters. Yeah. And I still have those notes, not with me here, but I remember when we sat down to plan season 3, we came across those notes, and I was like reading them, just like, this is some mad like stuff that not mad stuff we came up, but mad how close we kind of stuck to it. And I've got written down, I think the biggest change we had was probably like Jack. Yeah, Sam's putting it himself, and that was because like I think we had a quite cool concept that we were going to have it so that Jack was a character who was kind of self-aware and was like looking at the whole situation going, why are this film crew following this crap band around? And we tried it, admittedly. I think like in the first episode we threw some stuff in, and through nobody's fault, like it just didn't really work, like in the edit and stuff like that. But I kind of like that we didn't. It's not like one of those things where you watch like a pilot of a TV show and you're like, wow, that person's so different, because we just kind of like took it out sort of thing, but kept like most of what Jack is, this like weird, mysterious man who has loads of money from somewhere. as you'll get to in episode 2, which I love that bit so much.
I always forget about that joke. I was like, oh, we need to flesh out that.
That's what I mean. I was like watching it, and then I was like, oh, I do love how a bit like mental that joke is and stuff like that.
Contrast between how slickly that joke was pulled off and how dash we put it together, all just withdrawing money on the way to the.
Yeah. I was like, we all got to take some money out just so we can give it. And we were all like, how much should we take out? How much money looks good in someone's hand?
Yeah. It's like that. What's that thing in Dodgeball where he's like, "Oh, I'll give you $100,000."
Yeah.
And he opens the briefcase. It's just one board of it. It's like, that's all it is.
Looks crap. Looks rubbish.
To be fair, I distinctly remember us all, like, embarrassingly, really struggling to put the money together so it looked like enough. I remember us being like, "Oh God, well, I've only got this," and I think it was like really.
I think it was kind of like, let's all get 25 out. I think at first I went, can we all get 50 quid out? And then it was like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know actually. Let's get 25 out. We'll all get 25 out.
But I remember it was like, it wasn't, because that's a gamble in it as well though, because if you get like a 50 out, even though as rare as it is, you'll actually get a 50.
You get a 50.
No. It's like if you get a 50, you're like, I didn't want this. I wanted this all in tens.
Take it back. Take it back.
Everyone's going to think it's fake anyway.
Impressive money, please.
Just all 5s, please. The new plastic ones, please.
Yeah.
Money, please.
Oh dear. But yeah, I think like we started filming end of Jan 2018.
Technically, we filmed some test footage at your house.
We did.
That was like the OG footage.
That was because that stuff was like I think we'd had the idea and we were like, should we just see if this is actually any good or not?
It was where our greatest idea may have come from, which I'm sure you'll be getting on to.
Greatest idea?
This was
I would
the
say
inception.
that you're very close to it.
Yeah, the inception of the 4 Jacks was.
Yeah.
Time we ever did that.
The 4 Jacks. We'll talk about the 4 Jacks later on, actually. Where can I buy the merch? Says Bacon, which I presume is Hattie Bacon.
Yeah.
You can't at the moment.
Corona. We're just going to play out. Corona's the problem.
Corona's the problem. Yeah. That's the reason why. Not because we did some promo shots of us in merch. We're like, yeah, we'll release it so people can buy it, and then we've just never got around to doing that. That's not why at all.
That was all Corona.
Yeah, we've got time on our hands though, so maybe we should.
What go into like making clothes or
yeah. Well, I've always said that. I feel like we might accidentally become like a clothing range by accident. Like no one likes nobody likes the series. We just actually end up being really successful, like Tom Ford or something like that.
I have got some notes down for certain phrases that I do want making into t-shirts, which I know you've got as well, Matt. We'll get onto that. And
I've got a few people ask me for Brown Cow Make Chucky Milk shirts.
Yes,
it's the money maker. That one.
That's going to be the big seller. That's going to be the big seller. That one. So yeah, we actually finished filming on the 15th of June, and the first episode we put out on the 29th, which is a bit bold, isn't it? Because I know we filmed most of it first, but I remember, to be fair, I remember saying to you, Guff, I remember being like, June 29th, that's when we're going to, and you were like, you sure you want to put it out there? Because you're the one that's going to have to edit it all together in time. And I was like, yeah, let's go for that. And I remember me and Laura were going on holiday, and I realised that the last 2 or 3 episodes were going to be out while I was on holiday. Because for anyone that doesn't know, we released them like weekly. Because that was like, actually, I'll mention that was a big thing that we wanted to do. Like the sketches back then, we just kind of like shot one, edited, put it out, and then shot the next one, put it out. I suppose we were a bit freer back then, so it was all right. But I was really keen from the very beginning to always do it that way, that we were going to release it week by week and make sure it was all done and there weren't going to be any gaps so that people could actually get like kind of invested in it. But anyway, yeah, the last 3 episodes were coming out while I was on holiday. And I think it was only like the week before that I kind of realised that I needed to get all of this stuff edited and then also scheduled and make sure there was nothing wrong with it, because if it went wrong, I was on holiday and I wouldn't be able, no one could have done anything about it. So that was fun. Quite stressful for me.
We had a new comment regarding merch. Maisie has said, I've been wanting merch since August. But, me and Maisie have been together since July, so why I don't know why you have to wait a month for this, like, want for merch.
You should have wanted it straight away, Maisie. Jesus Christ.
You'll be there just like, oh, just 1 second, I'll just be back in a second. Right, I'm back.
Yeah. You can hear her laughing in the background. Shut up, matey. Should we get on to some episodes then?
Yeah,
I think that's good. We've made the people wait long enough. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to, as they're only short, we're going to screen episodes 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to have a bit of a discussion about them. So you guys just sit back. They're just going to roll in one after another. You can just relax, get yourself a drink, enjoy. So yeah, here it comes.
I'm looking forward to rewatching these.
I am as well. Even though I watched them the other day.
I rewatch them every night before bed.
All right, here we go, guys.
You don't hear that?
Sounds like a guitar.
No, the middle one.
Middle one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in the bathroom. Yeah. They had chili for lunch.
Do I look at the camera or at you?
Are you filming?
Do we need to sound check?
Does the red light mean it's...
Pepper, Potts makes pickled poo. Pepper.
TVs and stuff?
Yeah.
Red light means it's off. But with this it means it's on, yeah.
Ah.
My name's Ben, and I'm the drummer. Do a bit of backing vocals when we need it. So, yeah. Sorry, is there any way we could redo that?
Lead guitar, lead vocals, rhythm guitar, writer, frontman, leader, visionary.
I play the bass.
Yeah, we don't really have a name yet.
Dusty trombone.
Dusty.
Ooh, I don't know about the
Dusty trombone.
Seems awfully close
Why,
to
what's-
something else.
Oh, no, just write it down. Just write it down.
Yeah,
Write it
put it
down.
down for now. You know, it can be on there. Just
We'll revisit it.
Right.
You doing alright, mate? You've
trombone.
spelled on trombone. Sound it out.
We're a post-Renaissance rock band.
What's post-Renaissance rock?
It's
sort of like basically okay. It's similar.
so it's more something that you feel. It's incomprehensible.
Don't you mean incomprehensible?
No.
Do you know what Renaissance means? Yeah, it's like French, innit? So you don't know. Renaissance, a growth of activity or interest in something, especially art, literature or music. You got Angry Birds?
Yeah, so like we're regrowing music,
I don't need to read it.
regrowing rock.
post-Renaissance rock.
Just sounds cool.
Ben, beat me.
We founded the band together. We were mates because our mums were mates. I suppose the band was always on the cards.
Mom!
There was some discussion of who was going to be what.
I've actually thought that I might be alright at singing, so maybe I could.
No, your drums.
So this is my gaff. Sort of where we jam, but it is also where we chill. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Well, we knew Flynn from school, and he was keen. And he played an instrument. That we didn't really want to say no. And Jack,
He's my best bud. Yeah.
And how did you get into the band?
Can't really remember. He played bass, and we needed a basser.
I can't really remember when we met Jack. Just feels like he's always been always been a part of it.
School.
Right, boys. Let's have a good one, yeah? Just thinking if we start with Hickory Bok Choy, come up with a new riff for it, so I'm thinking we can jam to that, see how it goes, see if you guys are feeling it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Nice one.
Rodger, take us over for us.
There's loads of room. There's loads of room. Just move. There's loads of. Just move. Just take a seat. Why? Just take a seat. There's loads of room. Just move this leg out. Just.
So if I do that, then you come in with something Zeppelin on the drums.
Zeppelin?
Yeah, like Led Zeppelin.
Like a blimp?
No, like Led Zeppelin.
Like a balloon?
No, like the band. Fine, AC/DC then. Play it something AC/DC.
You're just making noises now, mate.
I'm saying AC/DC.
I don't know what that is.
How do you not know what it's...
What is that?
The Stones then. Play something like the Stones.
The Who?
You know what? If the Who works, then fine, we'll do that. What?
I thought we said we were changing it from
No.
find... Don't interrupt me. I thought we said we'd change it from find you in the night to find...
No,
you.
it makes no sense.
Oh my god, let me finish. We're going to change it to find...
We have a good
you.
working relationship.
Yeah.
We're the ones that come up with all the concepts, all the ideas, and then bring them to the rest of the band. Creatively, we're on the same wavelength, generally.
Like brothers.
You're stupid.
I'm not stupid. What are you talking about?
You fucking
What
ass-
are
what
you
are
talking
you
about?
for? Stop hitting me!
What are you talking?
My lyrics
have been described as childishly racist.
So, what do you think?
Anyway, we've got our own thing going on, you know, our own vibe. Just keep things real, yeah.
Got a little surprise for the lads. It's early days, but ambition is what transcends you to another level as a band.
Yeah, his surprises are never good.
Oh God!
Oh God!
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God, Jack!
Ooh, right, let's go, boys. So, guys, this is it. This is the main studio. I think you've got everything you'll need in here setup-wise. Sorry, mate, can you actually not do that, please?
Yeah, no worries.
So what I'm thinking, guys, is play through a few songs, I'll see what I'm working with, and then we'll just take it from there. Cool?
Sweet. Actually, could we have a word outside?
Yeah.
Sweet George Hughes. That's finished. External Steve. That's far from finished. Hickory Rock Charlie. To it, that one. A Day in the Park. That's wildly inappropriate. Oh, we'll riff. We'll improvise. You know, we'll feel it. It's kind of. We're not the bloody Beaters, or what they're called. The what? The Beasleys. That band you're always banging on about. Do you mean the Beatles? Are you serious?
Please just stop.
Look, I've paid him, so what? I've paid him the deposit, so you paid him? Are you kidding me? We haven't got any money. Chill, just tell me to chill. Well, you know what? It's non-refundable, so get on board.
While we're here, mate. There you go. Cheers. Got something in there for you too. You're 70 quid short here, mate.
Sorry?
The money. It's not all in.
Right. Yeah, two seconds?
Right. Have any of you's got any money?
Are you joking?
We've got to pay him. All I've got is a £5.
Well, I've only got a tenner.
Cheers, mate. No problem. Right, huddle up. We're going to improvise this.
That's it.
Seriously?
Can I improvise?
Can I improvise?
Alright guys, whenever you're ready, let's see what you've got.
Bunch of chances.
Want a jam?
Got invited to a party. It was a post-gig thing. A friend of ours. Friend of a friend. Some guy.
Morning.
How are you okay?
Did we drink that much? I feel fine.
Yeah. Me too.
Parties are a good way to make connections.
Seconds, do you know what I mean? And you guys, and you were really like, I was listening to it and I was like, these guys, man, like, we should jam.
Pies are great for impressing people. Yeah, I mean, he's played a tight set, but I mean, he is really doing anything. I mean, you kind of just stood there. I mean, if you don't, I don't want to sound, you know, but you was just...
Pies are great for picking up girls.
I actually agree with Flynn on this one.
Nothing, man. There's two girls in there.
Don't think we managed to make any connections.
Where's the fire? Where's the action? I've got to stand there and look at the stage. Like, where's it? Like, move around or something. Just kind of stood there like, what's these too cool? Be cool to me, because I'd like to dance around and make a thing. Like, why are you pushing the ball? Where's the new music? Where's all the new stuff? Give it a push. Push the ball out. Why don't you go and push me? I said, push me. Do something. What?
Why'd you have to be like that?
Oh no, he was a prick. His power ain't very good.
Yeah, they're not exactly calculator boys, are they?
Yeah.
The calculator boys. That's what it could be called. Yeah. Whoa! Oh, you're right, mate.
You was pissed. Pissed him off. Back to mine.
party anyway. Those guys were
they were absolute. They let me tell you.
She would have been lucky to come on with this.
This is where I belong.
I love those guys. Why wouldn't I love those guys? Like my guys. We're like friends.
I love you. Yeah, it was alright.
So are we just gonna sit around all day, or?
No, let's do this. Whoa.
I keep thinking I'm fine. I'm wrong.
I thought it was a pretty good party, actually. Before I met the girls, I met a guy. Not like that. He's a manager.
There we go. When you rehearse, I'll come round next time.
Could only be good news, right?
And we're back. I hope everyone enjoyed that. First 3 episodes. Thanks for getting involved in the comments, everyone. We've got quite a lot of nice comments going on there. So yeah, we're
Some
going to...
not so nice.
Some comments are nice.
Emily.
Some are judging people's musical talents. So, well, I think it's safe to say
You smoke on the water.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that I'm the worst musician among us. Considering that I do actually play some keyboard / piano, but not for a long time.
We all do play instruments. That's the thing. Like, it's not that isn't just for show. That we actually all can play instruments.
But I'm not very good, and I don't think I'd be very good at playing instruments in a band.
Is this like when people do those posts on social media, Matt, where they're like, I'm so ugly, I'm having such a bad day.
Yeah.
Go, no, you're pretty. No, stop.
Everyone in the comments, tell me how good my piano is. Even though you never actually hear me play in Glory Daze.
Can we do a TikTok where it's like Matt pretending that he's like really bad and then just like doing one of them and then like he's really good at like those really cheesy, horrible TikToks. I was gonna say, can I give away a bit of like an Easter egg not talked about? I think before. The fact that the keyboard's just never plugged in.
Yeah, keyboard's never plugged in.
Never plugged in. Like, we actually genuinely go through the effort of like plugging in the machine. Like, even if we're not necessarily playing, we plug in at times in this series where we are about to play together, even if we're not. But I mean, Matt's never really had a choice because the cable's never been plugged in.
To be fair though, like I think
we just lost it, didn't we? We just lost the charger cable for it.
I don't know if I ever
Yeah,
had one.
because I think I asked you for it and you didn't. Because I've that's that keyboard actually, like the keyboard that you can sort of see in the shot here is the keyboard from season 1, and it is yeah, I had to just buy a new lead because it was like we didn't have one, did we, at all? I thought it was just somewhere in the corner of the garage. We just never bothered grabbing it.
Matt, your reputation is being dragged through these comments.
I know, I can see that there. I never said I was amazing. I used to be alright. I got to like grade 3 level, but that was like quite a long time ago. So yeah, I definitely couldn't. I think the reason that you guys all had your instruments plugged in was because all of you could play in some kind of coherent form on demand, whereas I just couldn't. Because I'm like kind of, if I read some music and practice, I can play a tune. I'm not like someone go, yo, play this. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So that's why. But maybe I'll use lockdown to get good again, and then I'll wow you all when we come back for season 2.
Good.
Don't wow us, just wow the Phoenix.
Well,
yeah.
Doesn't sound like anything's going to wow the Phoenix. So
he's been trying to do that for
7 years.
I'm so glad I got the 7 right then. I just put a number out there and I was like,
well, six and a bit, 6.5. So yeah, we've got some talking points that'll start us off on, then I'll jump into some of the comments. I think episode 1 still is one of my favourite jokes that I've ever written. Do you guys know what it is?
Well, because I've read the notes, yeah.
Oh yeah, you've read.
It is still
a lot.
It is still a great joke that I do feel does go underappreciated. Though.
Yeah, my where Guff, well, Ollie goes, it's incomprehensible, and then the filmmaker goes, do you know what I mean, incomprehensible, and he goes, no. I'm really proud of that joke. I think you deliver it really well as well, Guff. But that joke was in the original script all those 8 years ago. It was in the original script, so I was obviously quite funny back then. Obviously, I peaked. I was
going to say it seems like we've never progressed from there. It's just been flatlining.
I wrote my favourite joke 8 years ago and never got any better since.
Is that actual joke 8 years old?
Yeah, that was.
That in the, I thought you meant in like just the original, like that was like a script that you did before we actually started discussing it. I didn't realize that was like OG.
Yeah.
Maybe that joke wouldn't have worked at the time, but it's like a fine wine.
It's aged well. Give it another 4 years and it'll be really good. Another thing with episode 1 is there's the scene. I don't know why I use the word scene. It's not a scene. It's probably about a 5 to 10 second clip where Ben goes, we don't have a name yet. And then we cut to Flynn writing on the whiteboard trying to spell trombone. Maisie, I believe you did spell it right. And then...
You did.
And then that's all you see of that scene. That's all you see. We actually, interestingly, for some reason in the trailer, we pulled a weird kind of Hollywood thing of playing a different scene that didn't end up in the film, in the show for some reason. I don't know why we did that.
It's the JJCU, the MCU of JamJar, isn't it?
When you said JJ, I was like Abrams, and then you went MCU, and I was like, what? What's happening?
Yeah,
there's a lot of JJs in the entertainment.
But yeah,
we filmed so much of that.
We filmed that for 2 hours of us just improvising stupid names and so many bad in jokes that we couldn't stop laughing at and kept bringing round. And we do have that footage, and we'll probably put it out there at some point.
The main problem we had. Now, I want to give a massive shout out to my friend.
Please do.
Yeah, I was going to say that poor man.
That poor lovely man came and helped us film it. Because
was it the first time we ever filmed
with someone else?
Yeah, with someone there, didn't we? Yeah.
I was just going to say we'd filmed everything just us. And,
yeah, so that's a good point to make actually. Watch the rest of the series with the mindset that one of us has to be using the camera at all times.
No, you're breaking the illusion.
You're giving away too many secrets.
It's pretty mad. I think we did a good job, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I do as well.
But with that in mind, Jay, he came because he helped us film the school flashback that's sort of in the and then that scene in particular where Flynn's writing on the white. But yeah, basically the original scene was that we're just all writing on the whiteboard, and Jay, being the wonderful man he is, just got different shots, was moving around the room all the time, while also at the same time listening to our stupid in-jokes that we'd gone. I want to say by that point we were filming about 4 or 5 months. Like, it feels like it's the tail end of us filming. Yeah, we'd had a good few months of obviously long days in that garage creating in-jokes and slowly going a bit mad. So there was a lot of like in-jokes that weren't funny.
Yeah.
Debatably in general, but to us they were really funny. So like this poor man had to put up with that.
I don't think it's debatable. I think for weeks we just took words that started with DR and changed that aspect of it to the word doctor. And
that was after that, in fairness.
Like, crying with laughter.
Yeah, like there's like for some reason, like just. But see, that leads me on to the point I was about to make, which is that. I hope you don't mind me saying, but originally that was going to be a running joke. So the original sort of idea was that we were going to have a post-credit. We do often, like, in the episodes, have, like, an ending sequence, as you can see. Yeah. But the idea was that it was going to be a running one, which is every episode you see a different one of the band at the whiteboard during that session trying to, like, figure out the name. And that was, like, again, that was, like, the scripted idea. And the only reason it ended up changing was because that day was a write-off.
Yeah.
we for some reason, was like, we could improvise this and do really well with it. Every time anyone said anything remotely good,
we were gone.
Funny, we lost it.
Yeah.
We lost it, and we forgot what we said, and the energy wasn't there, so we just didn't end up getting anywhere. So that's my favorite days, just because again it was like an hour and a half of just us pissing ourselves, laughing, and like we got nothing from it, but it was a good time. I had a good laugh.
We got 5 to 10 seconds, you know.
Very true,
We got enough.
Yeah. Well, there's actually on that white. Yeah. Well, on that white, but yeah, we got a dragon drawn on point, which
that
was weird.
That's a joke.
Well, I remember there was something that I put in for like self-indulgent, like Easter eggs for myself anyway, which was like two of the old band name. Well, Dress to Kill was there, and Sweet Vengeance was like the OG band name that I had with a friend of mine, Connor.
If you don't know, Sam's in an actual band called Denova, who are very good. So you should go and watch. Oh, do you know what? Oh no, I've not got a recording of it. I was like, I'll play your new song on the way out, but I've not got a recording of it.
You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Yeah, from the lawyers. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's when you just it's like but with lawyers.
Shut it down.
Through the window.
The YouTube stream just goes instantly.
Well, yeah, I feel like I couldn't have put Denova in it, but the other two I was like, no, they deserve their place in history, and what better place than
I thought Denova was on the board. But...
No, I don't think we ever put Denova down.
I don't know, because I feel like we had an idea to maybe get them in at some point, but then we couldn't like fit in scheduling and stuff like that. Which is then when we end up with Apollo Nightmare. Fortunately, we got a very, I mean, Tom and Harry coming in saving the day, obviously. Who will feature?
Yes,
maybe spoilers.
Maybe. I know it's a spoiler, but who gives a shit?
To be fair, Tom's been in the chat spoiling loads of stuff, so.
He's like, I know their secret.
I saw behind what they do. They are terrible. There was no catering.
There was actually that day because Grady bought catering, but
quick shout out to Grady for just absolutely being a hero and bringing cinnamon based.
David's gone now.
Well, he did bring peanut stuff and nearly killed David, so
he didn't know.
And that was the absolute tip of the iceberg, if you ask me.
Did he know though? Is this his elaborate ploy?
Of course he knows. That's him all over, and I hope he's watching this.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff in the chat very early on in the first episode about the hair. Yeah.
That's my first thing that I've got down on my notes, just hair.
Glory Daze had a lot more hair back in those days. I mean, I think I've got more hair, to be fair.
I was going to say, Matt, like you've not seen a barber in a bit, mate. Like lockdowns, obviously, you still got a good thick full of head of hair there, mate, and lockdowns.
And I'm growing,
taking its toll on.
Yeah, I would like to say this is not my personal choice for my facial hair. This is actually for Glory Daze Season 2, and lockdown's a perfect opportunity to grow it for that one joke that probably will be about 30 seconds on screen. So wonderful. But yeah,
there's a milk it for everything it's got.
Yeah, there is a lot more hair in Old Glory Days.
I think I was about 90% of the lot more hair in season 1.
I thought you were just going to say I was 90% hair.
I was. I don't miss having hair down to here. And the thing is, with filming that season, for the sake of continuity, I couldn't really go and get a haircut.
Yeah,
I never had a massively noticeable haircut anyway.
Yeah. But you were weighing it up though, weren't you? Towards the end, you were like, I think I'm gonna. And considering you've had that kind of hairstyle for what, like,
it's like 10
years. Yeah. So it's like that was quite big when we were like, you've got to make it through season 1 first, and then we'll figure the rest out.
We did the bloody Christmas special, by which point it was like...
It's mad in the Christmas special, yeah.
Like a month after this I'm
happens.
not going back.
No. Next thing I want to give a quick shout to is a little Easter egg in the credits. You've got, I can't remember which way around it is, produced or directed by Dave Layton and James Coggins, who switched rounds. So Dave Coggins and James Layton were our drama teachers in college, which is actually where we all met. So we thought we'd put a nice little Easter egg in there for them. And I think Dave watches.
Dave's kept up to date, yeah.
Dave kept up to date with us. I don't know if he's here. Can't imagine. He's probably got better things to be doing on a Friday night, but...
I just want to point out, by the way, a little bit of a story that's not really JamJar related, but it's related to James.
Oh yeah, this is amazing.
Is this those three?
Yeah.
So I went to university for.
Oh, you're hard.
Hey, I went and did a graphic design course. So if that ain't worth the crippling debt for the rest of my life. No, I went to a university, Cumbria, in Carlisle, and I remember in one particular year, I think it was like second year, I was just like walking through the cafeteria, and by this point, I can't remember how many years I've been out of college, or since drama at least, because I want to say like 3, probably at that point. And then all of a sudden, I saw James in the cafeteria, and I was like, I think I've changed my appearance quite a bit since college. So I was like, I didn't want to go over and be like, hey.
A lot less hair.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I didn't bother going over. And then I spoke to like a friend who was in that course, a drama course. And I thought, well, if he's going to be a teach, drama. So I asked, and she was like, yeah, he's a new teacher. And like all year, I was planning on like surprising him. But like, because there's like a photo that we all have from our like drama class where we all went on a trip, like all of us together. And there's this like photo of us all in London. And I was going to go, and I was hoping that all of us could go, but it ended up only being like Matt and David who joined, because Sam has better things to do apparently. And we went, and I was like, it got to the end of the year, and I was like, right, they finally got time to come up. They came up to Carlisle, and we were like, I know where his office is. I think we should just knock on and sort of like surprise him and like bewilder him, which probably isn't the best idea actually. Just go and like sort of semi-stalk an old teacher in the hopes of surprising them and
maybe
hoping they recognise.
Thought we were gonna kill him.
Maybe.
I thought you were gonna say you were gonna post the picture under his door and just be like,
we may or may not have. We may or may not have joked about cutting the photo into pieces and sending it in week by week, bit by bit.
Faces crossed out like, you are next.
I mean, we may or may not have done that. No, but we planned on like knocking on his door, and we get to find out where his office is. We go, and he'd left that year. It was actually final year. It was final year. He'd only 6 months or something. And he'd literally left 3 days before, and I was like, I am fuming. And he's still like, obviously he's out there now, doesn't know what was going.
Doesn't know how close he came to dying. Yeah.
I just want to put it out there on the internet. We weren't planning on killing our old drama teacher. We just wanted to say...
Yeah, no, we weren't.
We definitely weren't. No, it's not that.
He had to say I wasn't there for legal reasons. Really, I was in a bird's nest, just there with a.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but no, but like huge shout out to James and Dave, because obviously they were the reasons we all met, and they were the reason we started JamJar. Fair play to them.
And I actually bumped into Dave Coggins a couple of years ago in person on a pub crawl, and he said something along the lines of "bloody good work, really really enjoyed it." So he's I know he's commented along and liked a few things and stuff, but he even said in person,
hero, absolute hero, like
legend. So
I'm so sorry.
I think Leo wanted to know what Ollie's surprise was on the landing. So in this episode, this is episode 2, you hear us saying how Ollie's surprises are never good, and then you cut some phone footage of us all running down the stairs, and Jack heroically charges towards whatever this surprise is.
It's my favourite bit, that.
And
he did it so well.
And gets dragged away by something. We've all got our theories. I personally
go around and say what we all think it is.
I personally think it's some kind of alligator of some sort.
That's interesting.
I've got dibs on it just being a live bear.
Not a dead bear, a live bear.
I'm
calling
undead bear. Undead bear.
Oh,
it was undead bear.
Yeah, see? Bet you feel silly now, don't you?
Yeah. No, to be fair, I want to specify that the alligator I think it is alive. It's not a pterodactyl like alligator.
Sam?
I'll never tell.
You're the only one.
It scarred me.
I genuinely think appears, and you know, someone who's read Harry Potter might be able to correct me here. What it's called, but the thing that
Boggart.
Yeah, Boggart that just transforms into whatever you fear, like comes out of a wardrobe. Yeah, because we were like that's looking into a bedroom. So I mean, it could be a Boggart. They hide in household objects, from what my limited Harry Potter knowledge is.
Could be, mate. Could be.
I thought Boggart.
Jack's dad had come back from buying a packet of cigarettes and he was scarred.
Too close to home, that, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's getting too
real.
That a bit. We've all had a bit. I do want to talk about how to make the perfect on-screen vomit.
I'm glad we're going to address this.
From episode 1. There are some really funny outtakes from this, actually, that we need to put out there. I think Maisie did ask, are there any bloopers? There will be bloopers at some point. The hard drive that the bloopers are on has gone slightly funny, so I need to wait till after lockdown to sort the hard drive to get to the bloopers, but there will be at some point. Minestrone soup makes a perfect vomit every time. Lukewarm, yeah, because you don't want to burn your mouth, but you don't want it cold either, so heat up a little bit. And Heinz minestrone soup works really good. As you saw on screen, I think that's quite convincing vomit. And I was about to say, you'll see it again. No, I don't think you do. No, you've already seen all the vomit.
A little callback though to our isolation diaries. You switched up the fake vomit for something a bit more gourmet and a bit more disgusting.
It was, yeah, because I was like, I don't have any minestrone soup, and I was like, I don't feel like I can break lockdown to go to the supermarket to buy some minestrone soup. So I was making my breakfast, and I was like, do you know what? I'll just keep a bit of this side to like give the vomit some consistency. And then, so it's like eggs with some garlic and chili in it, I think. And then I put some tomato ketchup in it, and that nearly did make me vomit, actually, because it tasted gross for some reason. I think it was like the quantity of tomato ketchup I put in it was not good.
It didn't look nice.
It was horrible. So you can do that as well. And then, yeah, another thing from episode 1, there's a scene where it's like time lapse of Ben and Jack putting cups on top of Ollie, and those of you as eagle-eyed viewers will notice that the sofa for some reason is up against the fridges. For some reason, when we started shooting this series and we were doing episode 1, we thought when it was like, I think we called it like the interview mode or like chill out mode. When it was in chill out mode, the sofa was going to be over by the fridge for some reason, but then we realised we were going in the fridge quite a lot, and having the sofa there just was a pain in the arse, so we reshot loads of it with the sofa on the other side. So actually, in the context of this scene, it looks like they've got drunk and moved the sofa, which I think's really brilliant. I really like that idea that they got really drunk, moved the sofa, Ollie passed out, and then they just put a load of cups on his head, which I think is pretty great. Another thing I want to...
Drunk, really focused on feng shui.
Oh, yeah. Getting the energy of the room right. Kind of one of the last things I want to point out is we had Sam Rostron in episode 2, who some of you might know, and he absolutely nails it in this episode. But my favourite bit that he actually just did because he thought the scene had ended and just thought it'd be fun, like a laugh for us, but I ended up putting in the episode, is him sniffing the money, which I just think is so weird considering he's this quite normal character. I just absolutely loved the fact that he just sniffs this money. I think it's brilliant. And yeah, I think he just kind of went. I don't know if I said it to the time or afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, that was just supposed to be like a something for you guys, just something funny at the end of the take before we actually stopped rolling." I was like, "No, staying in the episode that because it's pure gold."
Yeah, big shout out to Rostron for helping us get that sorted, and big shout out to the studio as well.
Hope Mill recording studio.
Yeah, Hope Mill,
because that is a really good location to film, and I think it was really great on screen. And I think we were chatting about it when we were watching the episode. Then Guff was saying I think that's probably one of the best shot episodes, and a big part of that is how great the studio is and stuff like that. The last thing I want to mention in this bit, there's a couple of things actually. There's the kebab, when you see me eating a kebab, which we actually shot at 11 a.m. in the morning. I think we had to Google search around for kebab shops for the first one to open.
Insta Chicken.
Was it Insta Chicken? Was it?
You were the only kebab shop that was open at that time, so.
It was the thing is though, it's near where we live, and it's not it's like a place with a few bars and a few takeaways, but none of them were open at 11, and it's not a lot of places stay open till night. So do you know what I mean? When you get takeaways that normally sort of they'll stay open for all the punters leaving pub, it's 11 a.m. It's so far past that point. So why are you open at 11?
Don't know.
Fair play. Without them,
I mean, sorted us out. Yeah,
we had a kebab at 11 a.m. and then the last.
We did not.
I had a
kebab.
I can't say I mind watching you eat the kebab. It's when you give it a tender little kiss.
Well, my favourite bit. That.
To be fair, I think I remember listening back to the audio for that bit as well, and that the kebab makes. I was just like, oh god,
it's
squelch.
Yeah,
it is a squelch.
It's not good. Right. We've spoken well longer than I thought we were going to. We'll get on to episodes 4, 5, and 6 in a minute. Last thing I want to shout out is Sam's threesome in episode 3, or Jack's threesome, should I say? And
yeah, careful.
Sam's threesome that we just happened to film.
Yeah,
because it was
I told you that in confidence.
Yeah, and just the fact that we shot loads of these versions of where he looked very naked, and then when should probably shoot PG version, and that's the version we end up using. We're like, yeah, it's just let's not put the one.
I think Matt just wanted to get my kit off. There was a scene where I actually did come out with. Did I come out with just a sock on?
Oh no, I don't think you did.
I don't know if I did.
I don't remember you doing that.
Maybe I blanked it.
Jokes about it.
Yeah.
I think we would have remembered that.
Yeah.
That was my old bedroom as well that you were coming out of with a sock on your junk. So I hope you didn't.
But yeah, fair play to Sam getting his top off. Respect.
It's not the first time Sam has got his kit off projects.
No.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true.
And it's not going to be the last.
It's not going to be the last.
Lockdown is not being kind to me right now. I can't be getting my kit off.
Yeah.
I bet you're a real slob, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet you've really let go in these few weeks.
We have got a hashtag release the sock cut trended. It's trended in the chat. I think that's the perfect way to move on to episodes 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, we've got episode 4, the brownies, episode 5, the manager, and then episode 6, the breakup. Spoilers, maybe. And then we're going to have a chat about them before going on to the finale. So enjoy, everybody.
My idols.
Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Louis Armstrong, Kanye West, my boy Jay-Z.
There's a lot of people I admire. Try not to look too much into it. Too easy to rip off somebody else's hard work.
You know, and there's no kind of one kind of person, just, you know, total ballers.
Oh God, that's a tough one. There's so many. I don't even know where to start. I know. I'd start with
Jimmy, Axel, John, Slash, Stevie, Freddie, and oh, who's that?
Remember how I met that manager?
There we go. When you rehearse, I'll come round next
Well,
time.
Flynn also met an interesting guy.
Does anyone know what they're doing?
So has anyone got papers?
So we didn't have the stuff to roll a joint, but we did have the stuff to make some brownies. So got me some brownie recipe here. Thing is, they say like, you know, certain amounts, but I just like to, you know, go with my instincts. So the first thing is, you know, bit of flour. You know, that's how you start a lot of baking things. So I've got my flour here, and I'm just gonna, you know, just go for that. Go for that. Some people say sieve it, but I don't always have a sieve, so sometimes I just use my fingers like this. Same thing. Bit of butter here. This is good. This is good butter. You know, it says unsalted, but I like salt. You know, so I'm gonna keep the salt in there. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to get like the salt out of butter, so sometimes it's just easier just to go with it. You know, I could do this with a spoon. You know, it's all about getting your hands dirty baking now. So I'm just gonna go. You know, bit of that in there, just like that. Sugar. Roll me some sugar. Get in my bowl. The recipe doesn't need this, but I'm baking. I'm gonna need some baking powder. He knows what I'm saying. Get in me bowl. What can you do without eggs? Eggs is bacon, you know? Give it in there, into the bowl, just like that. Eggshell. Don't matter, don't need it. This isn't actually in the recipe, but this is my special little trick here that I like to call the Wilson surprise, and it is just a hint of cinnamon. Bon appetit. Getting a hint of anything?
It's rock and roll. Loosens you up. Yeah? Think the Beatles wrote any of their songs sober? I'm not saying with the Beatles, but I'd be John.
bit of fun, innit? Just a bit of weed.
Fact. Ham is more harmful to you than like weed. You know? So just legalize it. But like don't ban ham, no.
Anyone feel anything?
No. Is this it? Lemmy! Axel! Slash Lennon! Kurt! Everything I believe in. All of my whole world is just
I expected more.
Gotta say, I'm surprised the guys aren't absolutely
Yeah, I thought it would have worked by now. Like, it's not the weed, then the shrooms.
What?
What?
Mushrooms?
Yeah, like the guy, he had some, and he was. I just thought, you know, I wanted to make sure we all had a good time, so.
Shit. Can't be much longer now.
Still nothing.
My mum might be home soon.
I don't know, maybe I'm just immune.
I ddafar os gwelwch chi'n dda, helpu ni parar y siarc a gweithio main shop. One, two, three, ah! Guys, stop! Mr. Popo. Scott!
It's all about social media, you know. You got your Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Snapchat, MySpace, Bebo, Tinder. You know, you got to be on them all. Otherwise, do you even exist? Very big was up to all my Flynnites out there, and a very special hello to all the Flynnistas. What you all doing this morning? Hit me up. You know, it's all about just you getting seen. It don't matter what you're saying or what you're doing. It just matters that someone sees it.
These are some of the texts I get off him. Help, I'm in a field and can't get out. Eggplant emoji, crying face, eggplant emoji, peach emoji, sad face. Looking swole today. Can I borrow weight belt? But this cow is brown? Question mark. Salsa dancer, disco dancer, nails, fist, peace sign, Spock sign, it's okay, mum here. tongue, eggplant emoji, crying face, eggplant emoji again. 3.5 out of 10. Would still smash. Venezuelan flag? Does brown cow make chalky milk? And that was all before lunch.
It's just all about connections, you know? It's like me connecting to you through like the internet connection.
Do I follow him? No, don't think so.
Twitter? My best post? There's no doubt. Best warbling fight ever.
Flynn wasn't the only person to meet a guy at the party.
There we go. Yeah, mate. Alright, Emma, who are you? Right, my name's Clifford, or Cliff for short. I manage around 3 or 4 bands around the area. You heard of Cinderella Rock Knot?
No.
No. No reason you would have done. They're only the leading manufacturers of underwater hip hop in the Sunnybank area, so not like you would have heard of Cinderella Rock Knot. Do you mix around these circles, the music circles? Because if you do, you'd have heard of him. He's heard of him, hadn't you? It's a real pleasure, lads. Real pleasure. Heard lots about you. Only kidding. Come here. What's he like? Clifford Shepherd. Cliff for short, or Shep, or Shepsy, whatever you like. I really like this place you've got. It's got a nice vibe to it. Real homegrown-y kind of grassroots. It's grassroots. That's what's good about it. You can do a lot with it. I'll build you up.
I thought he was
A prick.
So tell us a bit about yourself. You've managed before.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it anyone that we would have heard of?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you'd have heard of him. Yeah, you'd have heard of him as well. So was he. Candle Daydream, Pine Pot Gary, Wanted a Flying Pig, Alaskan Death Punch.
Do you want to elaborate?
Don't really want to blow me on trumpet, mate. You know, fiddle me on strings. Kentucky Fried Living, Mischief in a Van, Need I Go On, Seaboat Sandcastle.
He manages that band from the other night at the party. Sound.
Alright, don't sum me.
An absolute prick.
So, what could you do for us? What could you bring to the table?
What could I not bring to the table? What could I not do for you?
Well, yeah, but what will you do?
What won't I do? Right, any card, any one of these cards, pick any one of these cards, not that one, any one of these cards, go for it, that one.
Not really working, is it?
No. I think he's putting it on.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Something like that.
Is that your card?
Jesus Christ.
60 seconds, go.
I'm going to stop you there. Let's not talk about the rest of the band. Let's not talk about them. We all know what the real situation here is. Let's talk about you. Because I've seen them all before. All the greats, they've come and gone. I see them in you.
Go on.
John, Kurt, Chico. They're all worth nothing. Nothing when it comes to Ollie. Take off your shades and look at me. There he is. There he is.
Just go in there, just give him a bit of a hard time, yeah? Just ask him a couple of tough questions. Alright, do you know what you're doing? Yeah. You certain? Yeah? Alright. Okay.
You think you're it? Like the Don or something, and the big cheese, balling. You know. Go on. Just a bit of water. Come on, have a drink. It's alright. You actually look alright. I mean, your hair's pretty good.
Cheers.
It's alright, just relax, you know. And that's pretty dope shirt you got on there, but like, Like you even are you? Never relax. Kamate, kamate. What's going on? Shh. Mess with the bull. Get the horns.
All right, mate.
No, come on. Let's no, don't do that. Come on, pal.
No,
come on. Out we go.
You said
Yeah,
that,
no. It's all right, mate. It's fine. Honestly, we'll have a little chat, you and me. Yeah. Come on. Out we go. There we go. I don't know. I'm not certain.
What?
He's got pretty good hair though, so you know he's got that going for him.
Yeah, I like him. He's got his priorities in the right place. I think he's sound.
But it was my camera. I just think he's a bit weird.
I mean, he's a bit eccentric, but there's no harm in that.
He didn't know what a hacker was, so
It's going pretty well.
I mean, he's got a business degree. He knows what he's doing.
It was a A-level, actually. Just thought I'd let you know. Got a C grade for it, so pretty good going. If it changes anything.
So after much deliberating and debating and arguing, we've decided that
I'm part of the team!
he's part of the team.
He could be okay.
I like him.
You get that, yeah? Morning, lads. Right, let's stop looking around and make some music. 2, 4, 6, 9. Hit it.
So that's it then.
Seriously, why are we even still doing this?
I don't really know what happened.
No, it's not my fault.
I don't think anyone saw it coming, really. Not me. Not him. The fans.
The band's over. We're done.
I'm done talking about this on camera. There wasn't a point in the first place, so what's the point now?
Just like any other day.
Every time. Every single time he does this. And it doesn't matter what we come up with, because as soon as he comes in, he's just going to change it. If I wasn't in the room, it doesn't count.
Right, boys. Let's get to it.
What's that?
What is what?
That?
Oh, this? Yes, just something I picked up. What do you think?
Is that why you're late?
An artist is never late, Ben, nor is he early. He simply arrives when
That's Lord of the Rings.
no, I think you'll find that's a me original.
It's Gandalf. Every day. Every single day.
No.
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 No. Do you even hear yourself?
It should go.
It should go.
Mimosa doesn't rhyme with Dakota.
Do you even have ears?
Oh my god, what are you.
Pins, stickers, badges.
Sweatbands, posters, flags.
Most of the time, it wasn't even about the music.
It's clearly this way round.
Oh, well, you obviously couldn't be more wrong because it's clearly this way round.
Hawaiian.
Then one day,
Alright, boys, let's do this. Let's rock and roll. Wait. Where's,
Oh, what we all waiting around for, eh?
You kidding me?
That was it.
He never appreciated that I had just as much to offer as he did. Maybe more.
He just felt like he was trying to step on my position in the band, you know? He knew how much I wanted this. And we finally got it. I don't know. It just wasn't the same.
I don't know why I acted like that. I just wanted credit, I suppose. Bit of recognition.
Yes, sometimes he had some pretty great ideas. Maybe sometimes I was too quick to step on him, but you know what, it doesn't matter now.
I miss this place. Yeah. I don't really do much. You know. Felt like I had something here.
Kind of sucks, really. You're okay.
No, I haven't really played since. Been able to.
Yeah, it's a shame. But, you know, they were 50-50 anyway. Let's just say that I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. When one door closes, make lemonade. Alright.
True greatness can't be kept down, and for me this is a clean slate. The band was great, yeah, but it was practice. The true calling is going solo. You ain't seen the last of this face.
Well, wasn't that sad?
Yeah.
I kind of rewatched that episode and was like, is there any jokes in this episode? Like, is this just a really crap comedy episode?
Yeah. There's jokes.
Yeah, there are
You've
jokes.
got your jokes.
I have a question about this, and this sort of leads into episode 7 a little bit.
Go on.
Was that originally going to be our last episode?
What, the break?
No, but we were originally only having 6 episodes, weren't we? I feel like in the very early version, like only 6 episodes.
Yeah, that kind of rings a bell with me as well, but I don't know why. I think 6 was probably just a nice round number, and then we had like 7 ideas.
I don't remember how we resolved this though. Like, I don't remember sort of like what the I don't know if it was just that this episode was supposed to be.
Was it never supposed to be just one episode and it was going to be like a whole like arc? Or...
Yeah, that's what I wondered.
I think
Can't remember.
Before we'd planned out the whole series arc, had said we'll do 6, and then as Matt said, it'd come up with 7 strong ideas, and we're like, there's no reason why.
Oh
we
no,
can't do
yeah.
7.
I think it was because it sort of leads on to a bit I'll talk about later, but I think it wasn't until the sort of conception of episode 7 that we actually realised we wanted 7 episodes. I feel like I have a vague memory of 6 being a bit of a merge of this.
Yeah, I think actually I vaguely remember that now you're saying it. Actually, I think we had the idea for 6, and we always knew that we wanted it to end with like our first gig. Like that was always going to be the end point of season 1, and then we kind of made the arc loosely thing of us breaking up. Like, oh, what if we broke up and got back together? And then that's probably where the breakup came in as like a separate episode. Thinking about it logically, probably.
I have a feeling that maybe I might be wrong, but I have a feeling that we would. I think it was going to be that they had an argument and it would look like they broke up, but then they didn't. I don't think it was what then came after. I think maybe it was going to be a first big sort of tiff within the band, and then maybe it'd just all be resolved and it was fine. I feel like. We again, for reasons I'll come on to later, because I think basically I positioned an idea for Thingy. I have a vague memory of us all going, ooh.
What, when we were like, should we break up?
To kind of go, are we doing this? Like, because I think I have a distinct memory of you, Matt, going, oh my god, does that mean we're ending an episode of the breakup? Like, I feel like you're like, are we going to leave a cliffhanger? We've never left a cliffhanger. There's no cliffhangers in this series.
To be fair, I do remember your mum Sam commenting on the video afterwards, like, please don't break up. She was
Sharon's our number 1 fan.
She is, yeah.
Biggest fan.
To be fair, like that leads me on to a nice point that a little Easter egg thing in the credits. So they are kind of, as we said, like fake credits, but Ollie and Ben are always, because they're the best mates, their credits are always next to each other, apart from in episode 6 where I split them up because they had a big argument. So
he's clever. Supremely
got clever things going on. Leo's just put in the chat. How many episodes in series 2? There will be 7. There'll be 7 episodes again. That's our
7 is standard now.
Yeah, that's our format.
Even if we're forcing it.
Yes.
Even if we've got 2 ideas.
We have 4 episode ideas. It's definitely not a conversation we had not that long ago. Be like, do we have? We always have enough episodes.
Oh no, we I think all 7 in season 2 are pretty strong. And even season 3. Season 3, we got some good ideas. Who
7 episodes and then a movie. That's the plan.
Who knows what happens in series 4? But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Little question I'd quite like to go back to from earlier in the chat, if possible. That's vaguely related. Was Maisie had asked, "What are our fans' names?"
Oh, I thought we were going to tackle this when we spoke about naming the band. But we can do it.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go back to that when we're going to talk.
We'll get back to this. We'll get back to
that one because we're just going to talk about naming the series and the band. So we'll go back. We'll link that in a nice segue.
Can't say I didn't try, Maisie.
Yeah. Don't laugh in the background, Maisie. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're losing the professionalism of this.
Yeah, because we're nothing but professional.
Hey, no, it just sounds like we're JamJar is.
We've got
live audience.
It's like the ostrich from Family Guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly import a laugh track and just play it under everything. Speaking of being professional, I do want to jump back to one of my finest moments on screen, which is the Flynn baking the brownies in episode 4, which.
That's one of my favourite bits.
To be fair, that is all improvised as well. So,
and the reason he got through it is because there was barely anyone in the room filming.
Well, it was literally just Matt and David. That was it. We weren't allowed.
Yeah.
But speaking of professionalism, literally my note says during the baking scene, all I could see was David about to laugh behind the camera. Was literally all like I was trying because the whole piece was like delivered to camera. I was trying not to. I just kind of look at camera. Like down the lens, but I could see David like laughing behind it, and I was like, "Don't," because because of like what we were doing with like baking, we were like putting stuff together. I was like, if we mess this up, I would like scoop all this stuff out, and it's just going to be messy.
What I love in the edit of this as well, I've made a note of it as well, is the fact that in between you putting baking powder and the egg in, Flynn just has something in his mouth.
Yeah,
he's just eating chocolate because
you have because I remember I remember when this episode went out, you commented like straight away and went, I've just watched that scene, and it's like I was watching a dog that was just eating something, because I was like, what has he got in his mouth?
Yeah.
Do you know like when like a dog like comes up and is like chewing something, you're like, what are you eating? What have you got in there? Yeah. Like, you said that was your initial reaction to Flynn just having like, and it wasn't intended to be like.
I vaguely remember that. Actually.
I remember that really tickled me at the time.
Yeah, because it wasn't supposed to be like that. Like, it was just we were just putting chocolate in it, and I was like, bit of chocolate, bit for the bowl, bit for me. I think is what I did. I think that's kind of what I did, and then it was just too long, so I just cut that bit out. But it kind of made this other weird little joke from it as well, which I thought was quite good.
Good though, it was good.
I just want to point out as well. I don't think I've ever said this, but I am probably the proudest and also the most bewildered. I'm very proud of David for keeping it together. I'm bewildered why he was the one you asked, when I think David is the one that laughs the easiest.
I'm going to hold my hands up here. That's true.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing that.
You know what?
Like, David is the easiest one to start like bursting out laughing, which again
mid-take.
is great, because it is great encouragement when you know you've got a funny bit. Like, you're filming a funny bit is because David can't stop laughing. It's great, but it is also like, that was the biggest wild card to go like, all right, who could film this bit that's all improvised? There's got to be one shot. Bravo, mate.
Well, he saw the raw talent.
No, I think to be fair, like, I think David was probably the most comfortable on the camera. I think he's probably the logic behind that at the time. I'm thinking.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah.
But
I just say, I think the phrase that you've used, the whole JamJar Glory Daze being filmed in front of a live studio audience thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's ever been done before. This is where I consider myself to be somewhat of a trendsetter. The live studio audience laughter has never been an actual member of the cast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're just there bursting out laughing.
That's a very good point. Yeah, it's better.
I would like to go through all the bloopers and see who ruined the most takes.
Tally it up.
Yeah.
Me.
I mean, because we know that I infamously ruined one, which comes up in the next episode.
But that is the feel like when I think about sort of the more madder times where we were filming for like long days, and like how sort of madness set in, because I don't think it looks it. Obviously, these are all 10-minute episodes, but we filmed like there's a lot going on, especially when we're all working and we're all doing stuff.
Exactly, like this.
We crammed days in.
It would be like 12-hour days some days. Yeah. But like some days I would have been to work at 5 a.m, worked till 10:45, and we start filming at like 11, and then we'd film till like 9 at night, something like that. Like some days it was mad.
But there's a particular, and I blame myself for this idea that again will come up. But maybe we can talk more about it when it happens.
Yeah,
Like, I think about that day every time I think about sort of how mental it got. Like, not like it doesn't. I don't think it's necessarily reflective in this, but of just like we're sat there filming for such a long time, and like you can tell we're slowly losing it by the quality of jokes that we say aren't funny to each other. They're no longer funny. They're not good anymore. But that's the one that haunts me the most. I had a lot of fun with it, but it's the day that like stands out of being like, yeah, that got a bit mental, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? It's like when we don't find it funny, it's like, but it's a weird comparison. I think we've made this comparison a lot. Like when we used to do the sketches when we were like 16, 17, 18, we used to think they were like the funniest shit ever. Like we used to piss ourselves like laughing at that quite a lot. And like they have like nostalgic comedic factor when we've like watched them back and stuff like that. But this is like substantially funnier, but we laugh like less. I think it's one because we're taking it more serious, but one because we like scrutinise stuff more as well. But like as you say, like when one of us can't hold it together, we know we've got like a funny joke, and then occasionally, like, we just get to a point of madness where whatever's happening just isn't funny anymore.
I do feel like as well with like the original stuff that we did when we were in college was like it felt very much like, and like for anyone who had seen them, I think it feels very much like improvised. Like as in, there's a lot of stuff that stayed in that was just us sort of pissing about.
That should not have done.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, yeah,
this
we
is
used the
obviously
phrase like we've gone too JamJar, didn't we?
Yeah. We've become all Hollywood now. We rely on scripts and stuff.
Yeah.
But like we're I think that's the thing. Is like with them, it's like that's why maybe we laugh less. But because you're right, we're funnier now. But like when I look at sort of like the stuff that we did back then, I'm like, especially the bloopers. It's just like the bloopers aren't as mad as the episodes themselves.
Yeah.
So it just shows the attitude we were taking towards the comedy of just being like, if it's mental, put it in.
Yeah. Speaking of being professional, my next note is, so some of you may have noticed a certain Waterloo Road actor popping up in episode 3 and 4, and then being a star and role in 5, which is Mr. Leo Flanagan playing Clifford Shepherd. And boy, did he show us how professionals work. He showed up on like 2 days, just knew all of his lines, had to do like a couple of takes, and when we were done, and if we wanted anything differently, he just did it straight away, and we just smashed through it. And it was like, would we get this done quicker if like we all learned the lines and rehearsed and stuff like that? I know
he had it. Go on, what were you saying?
I was going to say, I only know it a couple of episodes to like learn lines for, but we had quite a lot more. But yeah, he showed us.
They were our smoothest, most productive days by far.
Oh,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, he had a character, and we were still kind of like fleshing ours at that point.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit, fuck, he's got this down. This
Who is
like,
Jack?
Yeah, I was like, Jesus.
When he's like show me behind the glasses. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm behind the glasses.
That whole I remember like that being filmed. I was just like,
I've one note from all the episodes we've watched so far, which is Leo makes me uncomfortable, and it's in that scene.
He's intense. He is intense.
He's like, and I mean it in the best possible way, Leo. I don't want you to take offense, but I think we do joke about it afterwards.
That's not a note from the episode. That's your email signature.
That goes out to like doctors and stuff. No, like I remember that being like obviously it's very well acted, and I'm not used to that because I'm a shy actor. So
well, and you're around us as well.
Well,
so
exactly. You're all No, but like, no, but I remember like. He's like, take off the glasses, show me who you are. I remember being like, oh, I was like, I don't like how intense this scene has become. I'm not emotionally prepared for the intensity.
Where this is going.
It might not seem like it, but it was very well acted it's very well acted in the episode, but like the energy in the room was a bit different, as in like it's a lot more intense and like in a very good way. But I remember being like very like, I don't know how to handle what's going on. Like that makes it sound like I'm aroused. I wasn't aroused. Just want to put it out.
He made you feel.
I was like, who am I behind this?
It really reminds me of the torture scene in Skyfall.
What with Matt coming up to him going like, you mess with the ball.
Oh, get the horse.
No, just with the rubbing his hand up his thigh.
Oh.
Better than Casino Royale where he's got a big knotty rope.
Well,
yeah,
Matt could have had that.
Yeah.
Are we going to address the joke that was cut?
No.
No, we are not.
No, we're not. Let's just say if there was a Snyder cut of this, it would be an 18.
Yeah, the sock cut coming.
You weren't
took a bit of fighting to get this removed.
You weren't going to see anything. I don't know. I don't think I took any fight. I think I took it. I think you all said, I don't think that should be in there. And I went, I think it's a great joke. I would like it to be in there, but I'm part of a democracy. I will cut the joke. I think is what I said. I could have gone, I do all the editing for this series and all the organising, the jokes staying in. I think is what I could have said, but I think I got rid of the joke. So.
You're a merciful dictator, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like we've had many a drink where even now 2 years on you've been like, I stand by that joke.
I do stand by that joke. I think that
I think
joke.
it'd be funny. It was a good joke.
Rob wants to know what the joke
Sometimes
is.
talking about it.
Nope.
We'll say
Nope.
it later.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I feel like definitely needs like more addressing is just the t-shirts we've mentioned. One that I had from these sets of episodes where Flynn just says, "Don't ban ham."
Don't
ban ham.
I just want big block text. Don't ban
ham. Yeah, don't ban ham.
Brown cow mate chocky milk.
Best one.
Obviously.
Everyone wants brown cow mate chocky milk. Like
I want one that's just the emojis.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
I forgot
what is it? Skull Pool L.
For Deadpool, yeah.
Oh right, I was thinking what you were saying then. I was like,
Yeah, it took me a second.
No idea, mate. Leo wants to know what the joke is as well. Tom wants to know what the joke is.
We've set ourselves up.
We'll leave it for the end so that you have to keep watching.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And then the stream suddenly cuts out like, oh no.
I'm fine.
FBI.
I'm fine saying what it is in a little bit.
I don't think it's as nearly as bad as we saw.
I mean, we did do it, so I mean,
it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not on a. If anything, we're the heroes because we're the ones that stopped it being filmed. So
we didn't do it. Americans in torture camps have done it. That's what we'll say. So
yeah,
we're fine.
There you go. Fill in the blanks.
Guantanamo Matt.
Yeah. Guantanamo Daze.
On that note,
moving swiftly on. I think the drum beat argument in episode 6 is one of my favourite little joke scenes. I mean, I like them all. I like that kind of just we cut to these little weird arguments, but like you two really like nailed that. No, it's no.
Go. I mean, should we give him a little taste, a little flavour?
Go on then.
I thought she did. Nope.
I'm not gonna lie. I was making a drink while that bit was on. So I'm not gonna lie.
Surely you remember that scene.
It's just that
I remember the scene. I don't remember the exact beat. I was like,
right.
I was like, go on,
Okay.
you start. You kick us off.
No, it's
No, it's.
no, it's
It's clearly.
unseen.
I was going to wonder how long you were going to do it
There you
for.
go. This was filmed in front of a live studio.
That's the rest of the stream. Just them doing that over and over again.
We're going to do The Tempest by Shakespeare next. If you want to stay.
Tune in after this stream where we then do it all from memory.
We're actually going to do Prospero's soliloquy, but all in consonants, and David's going to do it all in vowels.
That is one of the recurring jokes we used to do on set quite a lot. I think that's all I've got to say about episodes.
Yeah, moving swiftly on from whatever the fuck.
No, I did have one more. Another. I realised like a lot of this is just going, aren't I funny? I really like this joke that I wrote. But part of this is
there. It's fine.
This is like Leo's performance
of it. It's like being your mate.
Yeah. I'm probably the least funny out of the group, so it's fine.
No, don't say that.
Nah. It's nice. It's true. It's nice.
It's true.
Yeah.
Is the line when one door closes, make lemonade?
Make lemonade.
That's brilliant.
I really like that joke, and Leo's delivery of it is really, really good. I want that on a t-shirt as well. To be fair,
I'd have that.
I would have that on a t-shirt.
I want Leo on a t-shirt. Just saying.
You could be on the back of that shirt.
Make it happen. Make it happen, Leo.
I'm sure
you know.
I'm sure there's some Waterloo Road fans that have t-shirts with Leo on it somewhere.
Official Doctor Who merch.
Or official Doctor Who merch, exactly.
Let's plug that. Just being like, can we just talk about the fact that our manager is a Doctor Who? I don't want to make him
character.
I don't feel like how he feels well. But he was a Doctor Who character, and I've never been prouder.
He was a Doctor Who villain.
That character.
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to ruin it for anyone who's not seen it.
I'm gonna ruin it for everyone.
Spoilers. Should we move on to episode 7 then? And then we can wrap this whole series up. This is going to be episode 7, the finale, the big one, the longest one. Oh yeah, I don't want to say actually. So you'll obviously notice that this episode is significantly longer than the others, which is kind of a bit narcissistic of us that we were like, we'll do all the other ones short, like under 10 minutes, because people will get bored, and we just gotta like do a short thing for people can dip in and out and just watch, and they're done. They're not dedicating like loads of the time. And then we went, we've got loads of stuff to do in episode 7. Let's just make it 25 minutes, because if people have watched the other 6 episodes, they'll probably watch this 25-minute one, won't they? So that's how that came about, which is now a format we're sticking to. So
it's not a very episode. I think it's not a very episodic episode. So I feel like it's definitely Hello's part 2. This, isn't it? We need to. It's like you've already seen part 1. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You'll stick around. It's fine.
Right, let's get on to it. Episode 7.
Here we go.
Alright. It's been hard, like, since the band split up. It kind of, like, snowballed from there, really. I couldn't save it or stop it in any way. No one could. It was like, have you seen Wolf of Wall Street? Started to forget what good music even was. But anything was, really. People tried to help, a lot of people. It never worked. But all that was before the phone call. Hello? Yeah? Yeah, maybe. What day? Friday. Maybe, I don't know, like... No, we can... Listen, fact, we can do it. Obviously, we can... Friday, yeah? Yeah, we can do it. I'll get it sorted for you. We'll be there. Right. Time to get the band back together.
Yeah, I've been focusing on my solo stuff. I've been writing a lot. I've had loads of great ideas. Too many, if anything. I mean, creatively, I've never been better. Yeah. I think being on my own is exactly what I needed. I've got complete control. Oh, sorry, Janet. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, I'll work later tonight. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't really know what to do with myself. I spent a lot of time in there. I was looking for answers to questions that I couldn't even think of. It was a dark place. But then I found the answer. It came from above. It struck me like I've never been struck before. It happened for a reason. I've got my first match tomorrow.
You guys okay? I'm part of a new band. Just recorded an EP, which is pretty cool. And I mean, it's been getting players on like, what's this? Oh, it's nothing. We gonna jam? Yeah. Alright, well, it's a closed rehearsal. Sorry, guys.
I was reading about this thing called drum and bass, and it got me thinking, what else could you combine? Harmonica and drums. It's the next big thing. It's going to be massive. And I don't know if you could tell, but I've only been playing the harmonica for a little while now, but I am nearly ready and I'm pretty excited.
I'm going to have to play this one real smart because there's still a bit of bitterness in the air even after the time apart, so it might be difficult to convince them all. Hello? Hiya, Flynn. How's it going, man? You alright? How you doing? Yeah, I'm good, yeah. Listen. Pardon? It's Sheps. It's Shepherd. Clifford. Clifford Shepherd. Emma? And was your band's manager for a bit. I have the white shirt. I wear that. Yes! How's it going, man? How are you doing? You been well? Great. Listen. Just a quick call. We're getting a band back together. Yeah, and we've got a gig this Friday. We've got a gig on Friday with the band.
I'm there.
Hello? Flynn? Are you there? Flynn? It's gone. Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty sweet gig, actually. Like, I know you're busy and that, but if you
It's gonna be hard trying to find the time to take off, to be honest. I mean, we're really busy at the moment.
I get it. It's just the guys need a bassist. They need you, man.
They're all back. Ben and Ollie.
Yeah. Look, listen. The guys need you just for one night, and then you can get out. How does that sound?
Alright, yeah. I'll be there.
Ben! Great to hear your voice again. Ollie! Great to hear your voice again, man. We're getting the band back together.
Listen, Cliff, it's not you, it's just...
I've got all the guys all ready to go. Just waiting on you, man. Surprised you answered, to be honest. I thought you'd be out spreading your wild oats. Listen, I've got something big for us, if you're willing to hear me out.
Yeah, make it quick though, mate. I've got a meeting in 5.
Fantastic. You are a legend. Listen, I've got a gig for us.
I'm not doing it with Ollie there.
Whoa. Hold your horses. Who said anything about Ollie? I'm gonna need Ollie in, man. Ollie? You there, mate?
There is no we, mate. There's just me now.
Come on, man. Look, the guys need you. This band needs you, man. Come on.
Do you think I know that? Listen, Cliff. It's not gonna happen. Me and Ben, we're never gonna be in the same room ever again.
Whoa. Who said anything about that?
Can't really have a band without a lead singer.
I've got a singer. Yes. 100%.
What do you mean?
It's for you, me, Jack, Flynn. It's unanimous. We're all voted. We want you.
Keep talking.
I've got you guys set up in a sweet new room to get everything sorted. Oh, come on, Ben. Listen, I had to tell Jack and Flynn that you were on board. They said they didn't want to do it without you. Yeah, 100%. Nothing compares to you. The first time I ever heard your voice, it felt like the first time I ever put my... What do you say? And you'd really be helping us out.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, alright. I mean, as long as Ben ain't there, should all be fine.
You guys caught up on Lost?
Oh, what the hell is this? Of course. Typical.
Oh, phone call. Sorry, gotta take this. Very, very important business stuff to deal with. No?
You know what? Screw this.
Typical.
What?
I said typical.
Typical?
Of you. Of this whole thing. You're just so stubborn about everything.
Stubborn? I'm the stubborn one. You're the one who lost it over an earring.
Oh, that had nothing to do with anything. What you couldn't stand was somebody taking the attention away from you for more than 2 seconds.
Oh my God, get real! I'm the front man. I'm the one who's supposed
Oh,
to
I am real. This has never been more than the Ollie train for you. You don't give a shit about us. You don't care about the band.
If I don't give a about the band, why am I here?
Because you get to headline a gig. Your first gig, by the way, and you need this little band to get it.
I may need them, but I sure as hell don't need you. You know what? I'm the talent here. I'm the one that's going to be somebody, and you...
Who do you think you are?
Probably someone you've never heard of. That's the thing. I am going to be somebody, and I'm sorry that you can't see that.
This is literally the entire problem. You act like no one else has anything to offer. Jack comes up with the best rhythms. Flynn is always there to keep us going. And me, I've written half the bloody songs. I came up with this band with you. It was us. In my bedroom. It was my idea. And you can't handle that.
This is my dream. You know that. You know how good I could be. Let's get real. I could be great. Because I can sing and play guitar. I'm the one in the spotlight. And I'm sorry that drummers are the ones at the back. That's all it is. You're just jealous that I'm the front man. So you constantly try to undermine me with this
Boys. We're just 4 dudes in a band. You know, it's supposed to be a bit of fun.
You know what, Flynn? You're dumbing down the room.
Oh, wait.
Sorted it then. Really?
Sorry.
What's sorry? Oh, come on, lads. What's going on? Jack?
Sorry, Cliff.
Get back to work.
Hey.
So, Matt.
Seems small, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Listen, man, I'm sorry for what I said the other day. I didn't mean it.
You were angry, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah, no, I was angry, but it doesn't mean it was right.
Cheers, man.
What's this, man?
Nothing. Just something I was doing.
No, it's cool, man. It's nice. Hey.
Hey, man. Cheers.
Am I late?
Yeah. You are?
Looks like we're doing this then.
Yeah.
Suppose so.
Sweet.
You reckon we should probably ring Cliff?
Curry mile, do you like me now, Daddy? I hope you're right. Curry mile. Ah! How long we got?
Nah, should be fine. Yeah.
If we're gonna do this, we need a name.
We never did agreeable.
Leave it to us, mate. We'll take care of this.
Sorry, we're late.
Hi, boys. Hold up. We've got this. Yeah? Got this. We've got this. Hands in. Break. Let's go. Ashley. You go, mate.
And that's it. We're done. Glory Daze in the bag. And that's it. We're done. Anyone got anything to say, or just log off?
Nah, I'm good.
Just go home, innit? Well, we already are home. We're all home all the time.
That's a crippling realization.
Don't run that one home.
That's why we're doing this and not actually making series 2 because of this. I think that works all right, if I do say so myself, and that's a nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice end to the series. And I was saying this to Guff as it started. It's nice that it kind of shifts from us a little bit. That we do come in towards the end, but like the start's very much on Cliff, and even though we've only met him a couple of episodes ago, he gets like the episode kind of follows him for a little bit. I think it's a nice change of pace to keep the kind of episode a bit more interesting, rather than us just being like, yeah, I'm doing this thing and not in the band anymore, which I think is pretty fun. But let's see what my notes are. What we got to talk about. And
also, I just want to point out, I have put the earring in.
Yes.
I was hoping to get it. I was gonna try and do this thing where I like progressively got more and more in costume as the episodes went on, and I drank instead and forgot.
I mean, you know what? I could actually do a magic trick. There you go.
Jack?
I'm in costume.
I mean,
I've been wearing costume and drinking beer this whole time, Guff. Get on my level.
Yeah, you turned into a complete robot then, Sam, so it probably did for the stream as well. He basically said, I'll turn into Jack, and just lowered himself so the JamJar thing was out of shot, essentially. I think let's talk about what we're all doing when we're not in the band, which I think was quite like fun stuff to do. I know my stuff was, so Flynn is taking up tennis. And I did like the joke that I don't know how obvious it is that you potentially think it's Christianity before like it's revealed that it's tennis, which I kind of had a lot of fun with. And I think like when I rewatched them for a while, when I rewatched recently, I was like, oh, it's a bit more like obvious than I thought it was. I thought it was just like a little thing. I was like, no, it's quite on the nose actually, that it's supposed to be Christianity and then just subverts to no, he's actually playing tennis. And I do want to point to a story of the bits where Flynn gets hit in the head in the park by the tennis ball, which not forces him, but like sets him on his tennis journey. It was me, Sam, and Guff, and we went down to a park near me. Well, me and kind of nearish Guff as well, and the first thing Guff kind of says, like, I always thought it was like a reasonably nice park, and Guff kind of goes, yeah, it's known for like people just having sex around here, and I was like, all right, that's not a reputation I knew this park had, but cool. I mean, it's not a very secluded park either, so I don't really know how that one works.
No, it's bold. It's bold every time. I
is.
think it's like a challenge. I think the people go in, they're like, I need a challenge.
They're like, danger wanking wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I need to soup this one up.
We've gotten to episode 7. Danger wanking has been mentioned.
Yeah.
We've all had a them.
Oh god.
It's JamJar After Dark.
To be fair, I do remember there was a couple kind of walking round and kind of looking around and stuff. Can you remember them?
About that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about that, and we were like, oh, they're at it.
Yeah, but it was weird because they did kind of like go into some tree, like wooded area for a bit, and then come back out and just
said they went into a tree. Like,
doing
it up.
Yeah,
That's real danger sex.
So that was the first thing. It was like, all right, okay, brilliant. Which park was it? St. Mary's Park, Rob. Why do you want to have some sex in a park?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Why do you want to know? Perv.
God, be a bit subtle about it.
I don't want to visit. I just want to. It's just good to know.
Just so I can avoid it because I'm a pure person.
I'm so gutted I missed tennis in the sex park, guys. You should have told me.
Well, I don't know if you've heard this story, but I played football there. Is that what you call it? I was going to make a joke about ball handling skills, but there's a joke there or something, isn't there?
There we go. Insert your own joke with it.
Yeah, make your own joke.
Strong.
That's ruined my childhood memories, Rob says. Good. So yeah, we were shooting the scene where like the ball gets thrown at Flynn's head, and that clip never looked as good as like I wanted it to. But
I actually thought it was an accident at first.
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't realise that you meant to hit the ball at your face.
No, not that bit. I'm not talking about that bit where he's walking along dishevelled and the ball is hits him in the head and then he goes, "I'm going to play tennis." Yeah. I was like, that's the whole point of the joke. How do you not know? So
literally in the script.
Yeah. So I think you two were taking it in turns. So one of you hold the camera, one of you try and hit me in the head with the ball, and it was like embarrassing how like bad aim you both had. Just like kept missing me. And then this guy starts like coming round.
I stand that we were fine with it. Just
I think Sam's being generous. I've never had a good throwing arm. I don't want to weigh in case people then ask me to throw things. Yeah. I don't want that.
Matt's cricket days are coming back to him. He's like, this is the whole. I'd have gone. I could have tennis ball.
I could have done it. But yeah, this guy is walking around and he starts like if you're out and about in public with a camera, you always get one weirdo that comes up and says like, "What are you doing?" And you've just got to like chat to them for a bit to get them to go away. And like sometimes they stay and watch, and that's weird. But whatever. This guy kind of like walks his dog around a few times and just keeps coming back round. And in the end, like you can see that Sam and Guff like can't aim for shit and like missing my head every time. And
this is fucking change pace, so I'm just going to say.
Well, that's the truth. And then he goes...
We've all had a bev, clearly.
And then he goes, "Do you want me to have a go?" And for some reason, both of you were like, "Go on then, mate," and gave him the ball. So
maybe it's because we somehow had a sort of premonition of how one day you'll rip us on a live stream with a bad throw and thought, you know what, fuck this guy. Yeah. Let some other guy just lob a ball at his face.
So you just let this absolute nut job in the sex park just launch a tennis ball at my head. I mean, thankfully he missed me both times. Like, I think he missed me once and he was like, "I'm having another go." And we were like, "Oh no, please don't." He missed me both times. Okay. So it was fine. He wasn't, if I remember rightly, he wasn't a man you'd probably say no to. I don't think I could have gone, "No, please don't, mate. Like, don't hit me in the head with a tennis ball."
Yeah, it was definitely not a comfortable environment to just be like telling people no.
Yeah.
I felt like
that's why it's the sex park.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, I didn't feel good about saying no to that man.
Yeah, so thankfully he missed me.
Also, I thought it was kind of funny that some strangers lobbing a ball at Matt's face. That was quite funny.
It was quite funny.
Yeah, I was. There's all the components for some mad joke here to do with a strange man in a sex park and balls on Matt's head. I can't.
You can't bring it all together.
Hey, it's like
what it is.
Tell your own adventure in it. You've got the pieces together. You turn to the pages you want to turn to.
Yeah,
but
that wasn't fun. And then there is the Guff mentioned before, the scene where I'm like messing around with the tennis ball and I hit myself in the face, which was purposeful. I want to say. I very much meant to do that, but you two didn't realise that I did and thought I just hit myself in the face.
I thought it was intentional.
Oh, did you?
I thought it was funny.
I think because we were so far away, I don't know if you thought it was a mistake at the time, but I definitely, when seeing it sort of happen from afar, I was like, I remember me and Sam laughing a lot.
You can hear you on the camera laughing. I had to change the sound because you can hear you two laughing.
I'm pretty sure. Can you not still hear it in the shot?
I don't think so, no, because I think I replaced it.
I swear in the take you can hear Guff starting to go.
Can you?
Maybe. That doesn't surprise me.
No, maybe
I was having a lot of fun doing that.
It was good fun.
It was funny.
It was good fun. Another public thing that was fun was filming David's harmonica and drums in, as Leo said in the chat, the world famous Bury Market. Which I know you were pretty nervous about.
Friday, Saturdays, Bury's world famous market, to give them their official radio jingle.
Oh, is that it?
Is that what it is?
That's bad, isn't it? That's bad.
Yeah, impressive. That was mad. I did not want to do that. I think were we all there? Or
I feel like it might have just been me.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think
it was a total surprise to me.
Because I remember just driving in the car in my big coat with like one drum stool, one drum, one cymbal, and a fucking harmonica, and that was it. And setting me up outside Bury Market. Thankfully, not on one of the aforementioned market days.
Well, yeah, we just went like, let's do it on a day it's off. Because one, that's kind of funnier, and two, we'll probably get kicked off if we try and do it on a day when it's actually. Because we did no have permits, so
No.
I've never been happier that we forced you to do something you didn't want to do.
It's like I've just thought of the other thing that we forced David to do in this series, which is wear cargo shorts.
Yeah, like right. I want to talk about this. I had a very distinct sort of vision in my head of like, and all of a sudden I'm transported back to pre-production. I had a very distinct memory, and like I have like a bit of an inside joke with something where it's like drummers would all wear shorts, and like I think it's a thing. I think it's a lot of drummers wear shorts. Yeah. It makes sense, and I was like, I think Ben's character would be the person who wears shorts no matter the occasion. But I was like, I think the more David ended up like sort of like saying no to the idea, I was like, well, I'm gonna double down now because I don't understand why he's fighting so hard not to wear shorts. So I was like, well, why not? I was like, well, that's what I mean. I was just like, that's not good enough. I'm doubling down now. I'm doubling down. I don't want to change costume 500 times a day.
Oh, can we address this?
If I've got to change costumes 5 times a day, you've got to wear cargo shorts.
We all had to change costume 5 times a day. Every time you changed costume, the rest of us had to change costume. You were just the slowest at it. You were just the slowest.
You know full well my costume was the most awkward out of everyone.
A jacket and a t-shirt.
I had a jacket that was crumbling all over the place. Your mum hated it because that jacket is ruining her floor every single day. The boots were like broken and the laces were destroyed. Like everything was so awkward. I'm a big guy and that jacket doesn't fit properly. Like there's a lot of things that I had to like. It just became a pain in the ass. I'm not getting into it. I'm getting hot. I'm getting flashbacks.
All right, let's take this man away from his flashbacks.
Yeah,
I'm glad you made me wear shorts.
The shorts, yeah, the shorts.
Yeah, yes. And then in those shorts, I'm glad you dressed me up in little shorts and made me drum outside the marketplace.
Yeah,
you know, I'm so glad.
Yeah, you know what though? It's good content.
It's good content.
Stuff.
It's good content.
And we need to shout out that man. What is a complete passerby that walks behind me. It doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. He doesn't sex park it and go, "Oh, can I ever go in your drums?" He just walked past and he gave me a little, "Oh," and then he carries on walking.
He loves it.
He loves it. He was ready to chuck some change in the hat. He was, I reckon.
Yeah.
He was all up for it.
Bless him.
I mean, we are being sued for using his but
yeah,
we are trying to stay on the run. We're trying to stay on the run. So if you're in the chat. It's not us.
It's not us.
Someone else.
It's actually a caravan divided into 4 segments. No, yeah, I think it's one of my favourite bits. That.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Just shout out to Connor. Connor's just come in the chat. Connor, mate, you're late. You've missed it all. He literally came in. He literally came in at Sex Park, so he's having.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
He said that the jingle was trash. I think he's referring to the Bury Market one. I just should know. I didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
Whoever is in charge of Bury Market's advertising department came up with that.
You feel personally attacked?
I am. Yeah. I shouldn't have sang it.
Oh, you shouldn't have. Right.
Well, yeah. Now we're getting a lawsuit and all copyright claim.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the channel going down.
He says he's not blaming you. So the next thing that we were doing when the band was broken up was the 4 jacks. Like, can people say in the comments, like, I was saying to the guys when this was on, does this joke work? I feel as an insider we find it absolutely hilarious, but the being like 4 jacks and Sam playing all the part, that all basically originated from I'm pretty sure one of you just like going, "No, you can't do that," and me going, "Watch me." I think is kind of essentially how it worked.
I think it started. I think that's sort of how it ended. But I think I think
someone said as a joke. Band. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
It was talks. I think the way it escalated or de-escalated was it was talk of another band that he's joined. That was part of the script. He'd always moved to another band that were a lot more professional than us because Jack is the most professional musician in the canon of the Glory Daze universe. He is the most established musician. So he was going to be in a really professional band, and then it sort of became like, should we just get like, I can't remember if it was like us lot in different costumes.
No, it was.
I think it was people who look.
It was going to be people that look like
that
Sam.
was it. Sorry, we were going to dress people up to look
But
like Sam.
that within itself is a joke because there's loads of people in the world that look like Sam. Like the amount of times I'm walking, I was like, "Is that Sam?" No, it's not Sam. Like that was kind of that's like a joke within a joke.
Yeah. So
I went through
it's
a period
Inception.
of taking pictures with Sams in clubs and stuff, and then sending.
Oh,
them
I've got loads on my phone.
Yeah.
I've got loads
Yeah,
of like potential Sam pictures. But like that's it. Like we've that's what I mean. That was it. And then it just became like, what if it's just Sam? Like, nah, we can't do. Can we?
Well,
And you
no,
were like,
I think
probably give it a go.
I think the stages between those two was let's just get a load of people that look like Sam. That'd be funny. And then us going, that's going to be a pain in the arse to like try and get actors who look like Sam to play.
You barely had enough people to fill extras.
Exactly,
I
yeah. I think it was like we don't. That's going to be like it was easier to comp four Sams into one shot than it was to try and get four people that look like Sam to come and do a tiny part of this series. And I think it was. I think one of you was like, oh, I don't think we can do that. And I was like, I know the theory behind it. I think I can do it. And it was what you were saying earlier, I think, David. Like we did it, or was it Sam? One of you said it anyway when we mentioned the test footage. We did do a test of like four Sams. So in one of my rooms in the house, there's kind of like 2 doors into the same room. So we had him like sat here, playing the piano over here, and then coming in either door and just kind of like walking around a bit. And we planned it. And then I remember sending it to you all going, it works.
In my head, and I know this isn't how it went down, but in my head, a version of history I choose to remember is that it happened on the same night. I have a feeling, because I think you're right. I think what happened was you were like, because I think I was the one that was like, you can't do that, Shirley. That's like complicated. Because again, I have no idea about how to use effects at this point, and not very limited knowledge. So I was like, that's like not easy to do, is it? And I sort of didn't want to give you more work to do. So I was like, that's not easy, is it? And you're
Mate,
like,
learn your lines then. That'll give me
go.
less work to do.
I could probably I'm gonna skim over that. Probably give you probably give you less work to do. But then like I'm fairly confident it was while we were having a beer. I feel like it was very much of like it became of like, what if it's just all Sam? And then it was like, and then we laughed and then it was like, I can do that though.
And we laughed. Oh, we never thought we'd stop laughing.
Yeah.
In my head though, it's all the same night. I know it's not how it went, but in my head we had beers. Matt took and accepted the challenge, and we just went in the other room and filmed. He was like, "I'm gonna do this fucking now. Get in the other room. I'm gonna do this shit right now. Let's get in the other room."
Little did we know, Sam could actually do that. He could just turn.
Yeah,
into
Matt,
four
that was no
people.
camera. That's all
no.
practical.
That saved a lot on budget, to be honest, Sam. So thank you for doing that.
To be fair,
Yeah.
filming.
I've often said Sam reproduces by mitosis.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I was formed. I mean, that's why we don't know my dad, because I am my own dad.
Yeah. Sam, your video's crashed a second. Can you just reset your video for our lovely viewers? But yeah, that the scene where he stood kind of in front of the band room, and I don't think there you really understand it's 4 jacks, because there's the 2 other jacks in the background that maybe you don't really catch your eye on. You just see like people walking in the background until like the other jack comes to the forefront. Like I thought that was going to be such a pain in the arse to edit together, because like I knew the theory behind it. Like you literally just splice keep the camera exactly still and you splice the shots together. And then in that room there was like a skylight or something, and the lighting it was obviously a cloudy day, so the lighting kept changing. So I like tried to put these shots together, and all 4 of them are different lighting. And I remember sending I did a rough cut and sent it to you guys, and I was like, that's gonna take me like hours to like sit and try and fix. And then I sat down, and for some reason it took me like 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, it looks perfect. I was like, I don't know what's happened there. I was like, I don't know if I was exaggerating the first time I watched it, but I was like, oh, it's actually all right. It looks pretty seamless actually. Which I'm quite proud of that actually. That's my show reel. That's my show reel. If I ever need to send stuff to people. Your kind of obviously Ollie being Ollie is just he's still writing music, being his pretentious self. But we've got to give a shout out to Will in the cafe whose plate you clear away, and it was quite funny because he was like dead keen. Like Will's like, I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but Will's like the nicest man alive, and he was just like, oh, I really want to do good. I like want to, give you a look when you come over. And we were like, Will, it's really funny if you just sit and read your book and just like ignore him, because like literally you've been going before, like never been better. My artistry is amazing. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm incredible. And then you just see you like taking people's plates away, and it's like, it's funny if the guy whose plate you're taking away does not even look at you. And I just remember him being like, we'll do both, Will. We'll do both. You can do one where you kind of, have a look at him and all that sort of stuff. But we were like, Will nails it. He absolutely nails it. The content with which he sits there and just reads the book.
He's actually really good acting, because again, he was sort of itching to do more. So the fact that he's like, do you know what I mean? Like the fact that he actually sits there and does nothing is probably better acting, because he was like really excited to like help us. He was like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, like Matt said. So he was like really up for it. So the fact that he does sit there so calmly is probably itself very good acting.
It is, yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Coffee Shack for letting us film there.
Lovely little place. Lovely little place.
Also though, I remember that being a very sunny, very hot day, and I'm in all black, and I remember being like not comfortable being in all black all day. Thankfully, I'm not wearing the leather jacket, which would have been an absolute nightmare. But also, it was busy. It's a small cafe, and it's got quite a loyal group of people who go, and it's always very busy. I remember being like, I feel like a right bellend.
Yeah.
I imagine it's the closest I did get to like what David was doing. David obviously had to do a whole lot more because he had to make a lot of bloody horrible noise.
I don't know about all that, Guffers. I don't know about all that.
But I was like, I really don't want to dress like this maniac with his apron and his black bandana and mad hair and mad earring and that. I don't need that in my life.
Well, it was like when we always used to. So there's a Subway near my house. So like whenever we film, we always go to Subway for lunch. You got Clap Subway, and it was kind of like we'd go in varying costumes to like. And I remember you would always be a bit. I don't want to bother getting changed, but I don't want to go to Subway like in my bandana. And
that's it, because like again, mine is, I'd say, the maddest costume, because like I know like you, Matt, like you dress very different to Flynn, and I know that personally you do not like the wardrobe the character wears, and obviously it's very, because it's just completely different. But it's what people wear. Like what you wear is what there are people in the world that dress like that, and I'm like, that's just obviously a stylistic choice on your behalf. I look mental. Yeah. Like there's hot days where I'm wearing leather jacket, 3 layers, and a bandana on, and I'm like, someone's going, who's this psycho walking
You look like you've come on a bus trip straight from Whitby.
But the thing is as well though, is it's like if I was with a load of people who dressed a similar way, you'd go, maybe like in a band or
it's a cult. It's a cult.
Angels. Yeah, just a band of weirdos though who like
Hell's Angels pulling up in my Fiat Punto Evo, just 3-door.
You'll have a foot-long BLT. The most Hell's Angel of sandwich. But like no Southwest, please. Too spicy. But. But that's what I mean. Like, you dress like a normal person, I dress like a psycho, and then obviously Jack just wears black, and Ben just wears jumpers. So it's just like, I'm like, oh god. Yeah. And I'm wearing sunglasses most of the time still, so I'm still like.
So you look cool.
On the subject of Subway, are we going to give a shout out to our Subway hero?
Our Subway hero, Bill Way. That boy fed us good for a good 6-7 months, whatever it was.
Yeah, well, it's always been JamJar tradition, hasn't it, to get Subway while filming? Yeah,
even from the days of old.
The same bloke every time.
Yeah, I mean, he might be dead now because we've not seen him in a while, but
we've not been seeing him for a while.
That's the only theory. He's not there. He's dead.
He's dead. It's one or the other. He's either at work or he's dead. It's one or the other.
Schrodinger's Subway.
Yeah.
Like Blade Runner, if you're a sandwich artist, essentially like a droid, like an android, so it's like you get retired. They give you a load of questions about sandwiches, and then they end up just shooting you. I'm like, cool. It's Harrison Ford normally as well. I heard anyway.
Spicy cheese extra?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is this available on flatbread? Not sure.
I do just want to say, because we're getting towards the end. We're getting towards the end now. I just want to say, if anyone's got any questions or anything, then please feel free to drop them in the chat before, because I realise I've got that marked at the end, and it might just be going, anyone got any questions? And then we've got to sit there for like 2 minutes to see if anyone does, and then we'll be in silence, and then just go, all right, no, fine, see you later then. So if you do, put them in the chat. If not, that's fine. We'll
drop them in.
We'll keep entertaining you. I do want to talk about.
You can drop some Fs in the chat for Billway if you want. Drop some Fs because we don't.
All the Fs. I'm going to put one in right now.
Drop some Southwest sauce in the chat for Billway.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you for your F.
Yeah.
Connor got in there before any of us.
Connor's a really into comment. No, I was trying to think of he's always on the comments. Is Connor? So like if
so is Rob apparently.
No, like Connor's my cousin, and he's always there, and he's always in the comments. He's a good lad. He's kind of one of those where like, sometimes I see him and I think, oh, Connor's commented on that. He's not tagged anyone in it. He's just like starting conversations with strangers, and I appreciate that. Not like in a horrible way. He's just like, I mean, he's a Sunderland fan, and that's bad enough for those that know about football. But he comments on, he just gets into chats with people on Sunderland fan pages, and I'm like, I appreciate that so much. That's so nice. See, he's just said it's all about the audience participation. It is, Connor. It is.
Nice one, Connor. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Connor.
I do have a note here that just says Guff's hair. And I don't mean now.
Can we focus on back then?
Yeah, not now.
The then time, yeah.
Not now.
Before it grew into a baseball cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom and Rob are getting restless. I think we're losing the crowd.
They want the joke.
Okay.
We've said we'll do the joke at the end if people still want the joke.
We'll drop the joke cut.
Yeah. And Leo wants to know what happens in Series 2. I mean, you know some of what happens in Series 2, Leo, so...
He's fishing. He's fishing for leaks.
Not going to get him.
Glory Days continue in Series 2, that's all I'll say.
Connor, mate. Sorry, I miss Guff's beard and all, mate. I went a bit too close with the razor. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
Connor, he's done he's done what you've done recently, so... does the beard return in Series 2? There is a longer beard, yeah. There is a longer beard in Series 2. Longer than it is now, anyway. So, yeah, Guff's hair. If like you didn't notice this, then that's good on our part. But go back and watch the scene in like I was about to say the Red Room. That's from 50 Shades of Grey, isn't it?
I thought the Red Room's like The Shining.
Is it?
There's a lot of negative
connotations. You can get those two confused.
Yeah.
But anyway, does David's hair return in Series 2? It does not.
Maybe. We've not quite screen tested it yet.
Yeah. give us a bit.
Find out.
We're figuring it out.
There's a non-refundable item potentially could make or break that. So
my hair's always been non-refundable.
Yeah. So if you go and watch the Red Room scene again, you may notice that Leo kind of gets out. And then after Leo is gone, Guff's hair significantly changes. And I remember him going, I'm going to get a haircut, boys. And we were like, yeah, okay, just give it a trim. Just give it a trim. Like, don't... And I remember messages going, it is quite short. And then us having to film this scene and just being like, it looks so different. It looks... So literally, I've inserted like extra random shots in the edit that don't really need to be there, just to like space out the shots between you and when you come back on screen, so that it wouldn't be as contrasty with your hair. And then it does come, and then obviously when you storm out and Leo stood there again, the hair comes back.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, but.
It is, yeah. It is good.
One of my favourite moments.
It's one for the fans. That one.
It is.
One one for the fans.
Bit of an Easter egg, that.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch that scene in the newest Mission Impossible where it's like, oh, this is stunt where Tom Cruise broke his leg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, watch it like, oh, no, what happens here?
This is the scene where Guff broke his hair.
Never recovered after that. Drop an F for my hair, please, in the chat.
Southwest Sauce in the chat.
The next thing I've got is the... I've just seen... Connor's putting more Fs in the chat and going on about being bald. Connor's recently shaved his head. You
Appreciate the Fs, Connor.
You're always going to be there, Connor, with your genes. So we reshot the coming back together scene is what we kind of called it, which is where, you know, after the montage of us all, you know, the arguments in the red rooms happened, we're all on our own again, then we all end up coming back together. We reshot most of that, and that pains me in a really just deep way, because when we originally shot that, it was winter. I was in the same costume, so the shorts and the
that was mad, that.
And the polo shirt, and it was snowing outside. There was like a lot of snow in the back of shot because we had the garage door open like we did in that. And I don't think I've ever been colder. Like, honestly, I don't think I've ever been that cold in my life.
No, same.
To the point of where my brain broke, and I made a very bad joke. No, I think I was like, let's do another one because I've got a funny joke I want to say. And then there's no point even really saying the joke because it just doesn't work in any way, shape or form on a stream.
I don't remember where it is.
It didn't work then.
No, it didn't work then. It doesn't work now because there's nothing going on with it. And
people don't want two jokes that they don't know.
No, but I'll tell them the other one in a bit. But it was just, I remember it's been so cold, and then when we ended up reshooting most of it because I think because it was so cold, we kind of rushed it because we just wanted to get indoors
we
again.
Started flagging like that. Yeah, sorry, that is like the bit where I'm like, I remember just feeling like that's the longest day. I don't know if it necessarily was, but
it was a long day. I remember.
Felt it. Yeah.
Also, that's my fault because I was like, when I imagined the scene, I was like, I imagined coming through the garage. I remember distinctly being like, I think it was planned out differently in your head, Matt, but I remember being like, I always sort of imagined this scene because I think I sort of wrote a little bit more of this scene than I had like previous ones, and I was like, I really wanted the garage door because I thought it was like nice for like obviously Ben to come through and things like that. Like I thought it was like a nice shot, and you agreed ultimately. You were like, it is a better shot, but it's gonna fucking suck.
It's gonna be cold. I mean, it was so worth reshooting because it turned out into quite like a nice scene in the end with the way it did, but I just remember how absolutely like freezing I was during that scene.
We need to watch that footage because I don't think I've seen that footage.
You will have done, because it will have been in like an early cut, I think. Probably when we all went,
but like,
let's reshoot that.
Yeah.
Should we say how we came up with the name actually for the series? Because that's kind of my next note. So the series is called Glory Daze. The band is called Glory Daze. And we knew...
That's why it's called that.
Yeah. Because we knew from like the off that we wanted them to not know the name until the end. And then the gig is where they like figure out the name and go, oh, yeah, amazing. And like I always... like I'm terrible at like naming like characters and scripts and stuff like that. Like I consider myself quite a good writer, but I just can't do names at all for some reason. So I knew like the kind of name we needed for the series. I knew I wanted it to be the name of the band, but because the band didn't pick their name until the end, I didn't want it to be like like that it had another meaning as well, sort of thing. And that, like I remember we threw ideas around for ages, and
it was a massive conundrum.
Yeah,
that was like the biggest hurdle we had before we started filming. Like, I think we were obviously a bit nervous about starting filming. We had it.
I can't remember when. I don't think we came up with a name before we started filming, did we? I reckon.
Yeah, I think we. I have a feeling we did because
it was on the scripts from memory.
Was it?
I can't remember when episode 7 was like written though.
Yeah.
in like what process, because like that because you know, like I've got sort of the original note here because I like again like I sort of like came up with like the story for the idea, and Matt like obviously wrote the rest of it, but like it was I can't remember when in that timeline before we started filming. Like, do you know what I mean? I have no idea, but I remember us not knowing for ages.
Yeah. I
what the
remember
name was gonna be. Like,
called it like the band band series sort of thing for ages.
It was like I think we were ending a lot of our. I think we like obviously got together a few times to sort of like plan, read scripts, and it was like every process before filming to be like, let's brainstorm this idea, let's talk about the characters, so there was a good few sort of evenings we all got together and started like really sort of seriously discussing this before we started filming and obviously putting it all together. And I think every single one of them ended with what we're going to call it, and we just never got anywhere. So it was, I don't know how long. I can't remember if anyone else might have a better recollection.
No, I don't.
Took us a bit, yeah.
I don't know because I just didn't have really any ideas at all. And I remember there's a very similar situation when I was at university with a film we did that we struggled with a name for ages as well, and our lecturer came up with the name for it, and it was a perfect name for the film because it was about a couple, like an older couple who had were in like a stagnated relationship, and one of them starts looking online, like online dating and stuff like that, because the other one's not showing her any attention. But they had this like thing within their relationship was like playing like board games and like Monopoly and stuff like that. So the film got called Board Games, but bored spelt as in like I am bored. And I was like, that's kind of what I wanted for this, but I'm just really bad at coming up with stuff like that. And I know, Guff, you've I need to download what you've sent me. Actually, I completely forgot about that in our whole rush.
And we were going so well.
We were. I was trying.
This is where the stream drops because the internet goes.
Yeah.
Do you want to move that off screen, Chief?
Yeah, I've moved it off screen.
All right.
I'm going to download them all now. Sorry, Guff has sent me something for this bit, but because we were struggling to get the stream going,
yeah, it's fair enough.
We kind of forgot about this, but I'll download them now. But yeah, you came up. Do you want to chat a bit about, because you came up with the name?
Yeah,
eventually, Guff, and I think it's a really really good name. Like I remember you saying it and just like not explain. You didn't need to explain it to us, but just being like, yeah, that's exactly what like I wanted from this.
Yeah,
like in the name.
Yeah, like I started just right. So I have a feeling I've probably like done the like odd amendment to it, like whether it's like spell checks or whatever. But I have it like last edited at 6:13 a.m. in 2017.
Ooh.
I remember being up early. I think it was like 3 a.m. though. I don't think it was quite that. I remember being like up at 3 a.m. like real and like I don't know if it's been like the day I think we'd actually had a meeting talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like we'd done like a bit of a script read, maybe something along those lines, and it was before we started filming anyway, I think. And I remember like going home and like really racking my brain because I was like, we've got nothing. Like, come on, just put something on paper. And I like started like coming up with a load of different names. There's like a few names that it could have been. But yeah, I wrote Glory Daze, but then I wrote it sort of like DAZE as well as like DAYS. And I've got like the original sort of like note that I made of it. Which is basically, I won't sort of read it too much, but unless people want to. But it's basically just sort of talking a lot about sort of previous stuff that again, I can't remember kind of where ideas were in the process already. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't remember what we already, I think obviously the whiteboard was a thing, because that's got sort of mentioned in there. But yeah, like the idea basically says that I think that's where the idea for the collage came from, because I was like, how do we get to like Glory Daze?
Yeah.
And I was like trying to think of a way around it, and I thought like Flynn being the sort of one who wants the band together the most, and like the one who's like sort of the least proud, I would say, out of all of them. Like he's the one that's sort of like making the collage, and I was like, oh, he sticks it on the actual whiteboard and like rubs off the names that we had, and that he'd just sort of written Glory Daze as like the times that we had together, and like, but because he's a bit of a, he ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer. He just misspelt Daze, so it was like D-A-Z-E. And then like
But there was that joke of Flynn constantly like misspelling stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So it sort of played into that, but then it also played into said that it had this meaning of what, like, it describes the series well, and obviously the series is about this band of deluded people, and for some reason this documentary team are following him around. So it very much felt like a light bulb moment, and I don't think I've ever sort of had like a moment I was like, that like is spot on. Do you know what I mean? I was like really proud of that, and I was like really, really, really excited to show everyone, and like being really sort of nervous that you would just be like, yeah, that's fine. And I'd have been like, oh, all right.
Yeah, if we'd not been like, that is really crap.
Yeah, I was like so gutted. I would have been like so disheartened, but yeah, because that's when I came up with the idea of like we don't show it, and like the reveal is that, you know, I can't remember it. Yeah, I think I have like We Are Glory Daze 1, 2, 3, 4, and that ends. That's the first time you hear it, because I thought it'd be nice if you heard it from the band and not just read it. So yeah, we sort of had that. And again, I don't know. I think because the original intention, I remember, if I'm saying, I think the original intention was that. And again, part of the problem was we wanted. Well, Matt said, we wanted to call it the series name. Like, we wanted the series to be called the name that the band would have. Or we wanted... I don't know if that was the idea, but I can't remember quite... I don't know if... I remember it slightly differently, where we just didn't have a name for the series, and we didn't have a name for the band. And I don't know if through that we sort of thought, well, what if it was the same for both?
No,
but
I think I always wanted it to be the same, but for it to have another meaning, so that... You know, it could be like, oh, Glory Daze, like that's like just an, you know, as you said, their Glory Daze, and then, oh, they end up being called Glory Daze, sort of thing. Like, I don't think it's, you know, oh my god, that's the name of the band, but like it has like another meaning to it as well.
Yeah, I think that was like sort of always the thing, but it was just, that was so tough, because it was like we wanted it to be like a name that was. It didn't want to sound too much like a band name. We didn't want the band name to not sound like a band name and just sound like the name of a series, which is like a thing. Like, you hear a band name and you're like, you know, you'll hear a phrase and you go, oh, that'd be a great name for, you know, there's like a sort of ring to the ear that like band names and series would have.
Yeah.
So that was like sort of tough. So that very much felt like a bit of a light bulb moment. I'm like really proud of that. But yeah, because I think that's where the idea of like, I think that's where as well, like, because I remember like sitting down and like, I think me and Matt were talking about it, especially because I think like just it was like one night we probably carried on drinking, but like being like, I think it's cool that everyone has an arc then, because I think we sort of again went with these characters just sort of do their thing. Like, I think the only sort of real main sort of character arc we had was maybe Ben and Ollie falling out, because we sort of obviously had established that through earlier in the series. But I feel like it was in this episode we sort of went, Flynn's the sentimental one, Jack's the one who like Jack's earlier in the series he sort of like he's very distant, but this is the one where Jack sort of fits in, and we were like, I think we found when writing very much like we can actually give really sweet moments to these characters, and it felt like the characters came together really well. Like I think that's where sort of like the series, because I think that then informed sort of a lot of what we did when it filming the rest of the series, like having that sort of complete arc. I think that really sort of, and like that's why I love the episode. Like, it's not, don't get me wrong, I think it's like there's sort of like my favorite episode is episode 2, because I think it's the most well lit, and I like to be in the studio when but like episode 7 is like sort of my favorite, because I feel like it really sort of brings everything together personally. But...
Definitely, yeah. I've just been trying to go back through our old messages, see like first iteration of things, and I've just seen the message where Guff, you say, "Hey Sam," about being Jack. So you were the one who must have floated the name Jack towards us, because then I replied with, "Yeah, me and David were talking about it being one syllable type names." So,
oh really?
Yeah, no, you must have floated that back. It's my going back through all these, because I found the like episode 1 and 2 scripts, and there wasn't like, it just says episode 1, 2, so I don't even know if at that point we had Glory Daze down as a name. I'm not sure because we had scripts. We had scripts
really,
for sure.
Early scripts, we were our own names.
Yeah, because we just didn't have character names yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
mad.
do talk a lot of shit in this chat though, because honestly, I've been scrolling for like 10 minutes.
Every time, right? Here's a bit of BTS frustration from me. Go on. We ended up like making a Facebook group that we all sort of own, like, you know, we see. So it's like the scripts and everything gets shared in there. But there was a while where scripts were being shared in the Facebook chat, and I'm like, can we stop? Because we talk shit as well in this chat.
We do.
It's so hard to go back and find the script. Because especially on Facebook chat, it comes up as like a tiny slither of like, here's a file. Well, it's like, but then with these like big blocks of bullshit that we have to go through, I'm like every episode that we were filming, I'm like, I can't find the script because we've talked about fucking onion rings for like half an hour.
So I've also just found where you say you think you should be called Ollie, and then I mean, hopefully he doesn't see this, but then I say there's an Ollie at work character, and this was back when I was working at the gym. So, Matt, you may know which Ollie I'm referring to at that point. I was like, you know what? I can see you being called. Yeah.
I might try and go find this chat.
Yeah. It's funny this. I'm just looking back.
Before we move on though, like David pointed this out the other day, I feel like we had a group chat that was as our characters.
We did.
The old chat. Yeah. Matt got really into it.
Yeah.
I feel like Matt was more. You were more meta into that.
It was because it was like really early, like, because we're so.
That was like character building day.
Yeah.
Potential twats. We were like,
we are.
So we were like, we need to sort of understand how these characters like, and we were like, is a group chat a good idea to like figure that out, how they would communicate with each other? And I don't know how much it actually benefited us because we did just do it and we didn't do it that much. We weren't really dedicated to it. Just when every now and again we would post in there as our characters. But I mean, I don't know how much help it was in the end with finalising.
It was a long time ago as well, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, we've not touched it since.
No. Shall I stick these things up, Guff, that you've made?
Yeah. So
this might not be the smoothest transition over the stream, by the way, because
it's fine.
I'm new to all this, so it might.
Can you open it in a preview and just literally tap the right button?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm gonna add them straight to the stream. It's fine. I'll do this one.
Okay. Yeah. Fair play.
Here goes nothing.
I don't know what the first one's going to be. Obviously, picks, but these I thought I'd pick. Basically, we have the names that I originally wrote down in the list because again, I just literally brainstormed ideas, and it was when I got to Glory Daze that I started writing this stream of what the story could be. It was literally based on that one name. That whole episode sort of came.
Mate, it's absolutely massive. Fruition. This isn't going to be good.
Oh my god! That is
a wonderful little scribble.
This is what's happened here, Matt.
That's not my fault because the file size is so big. So we're just streaming as 1080p.
There we are.
These are mock-ups with the original names that I put in the note for like the possible names that it could have been.
For the series?
Yeah, the fails. I just thought I'd add them in as the posters of like, what do we think, basically? One of these? Can we get a yay? Can we get a no?
What, for the fails?
Yeah, can we get an F in the chat?
Rob's just deleted a message, so I don't know what he put.
I feel like he's...
Message retracted.
Yeah.
Don't know where I stand on the fails. Don't think I'm...
Here's the next one. Here's your next one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Here's your next one. Oh.
Well, what size is it going to be? What corner of the room will it be now?
It's massive, mate.
This is like catchphrase.
Here you go.
There, what you see? I can honestly. What's going on? Matt thinking about what's going on.
Yeah.
Lift off. Again, it was probably 3 a.m. Don't know where this came from. I've no additional notes why these names were here, but they are.
I kind of like Lift Off actually. I think that was all right.
Yeah,
I could have learned to love it, but right now I'm not loving it.
Song name maybe? Lift Off, just saying.
Lift Off. Let's move on. Everyone's loving these seamless transitions, so it's all good.
I'm personally feeling a bit sick about it.
Here's your next one.
I worked really hard for all of 10 minutes to get these sorted, and
it's taken me longer to get them on the screen.
Yeah. The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, it's all that suspense, isn't it? There you go.
Landing loud.
Oh, Leo's just chucked in the chat. These bands should, these names should all be rival bands.
Yeah.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Could be a festival lineup one day.
Yeah.
Landing Loud sounds like a festival.
It does.
Yeah.
That's
Landing
good.
Loud. Yeah. Again, I think the whole idea is that, like, I think the idea behind these people who are not doing very well, like they are, like, so I think this was like falling hard but landing loud, if that makes sense. Like falling hard on the face. I think that's where the inspiration comes from. Again, I'm sort of retrospectively trying to think of what I might have
you think, because I think like
October 17th, 2017.
Yeah, because I think when we originally started, the whole premise was like, oh, this band that's not like actually very good, and we kind of have shifted a little bit away from that they are actually all right. Like, yeah, they're not like, you know, Oasis or anything, like taking the world by storm with the first album, but we're also not like shocking musicians either, sort of things. But I think initially it was kind of like, oh, this band that aren't actually that great. And this is...
I like to think that no one really knows why.
Yeah.
Because the bits everyone's heard is like, that's not good.
Here's your last one.
Oh, drum roll.
Oh. Failure to launch. Is that not a film with...
Yeah.
Yes.
Although Glory Daze is a film as well.
Glory Daze is
It's also a song by Springsteen, right?
Is it?
But spelled differently.
It's also a Springsteen cover band.
This is
it is.
Don't say Springsteen because Leo's going to pop up in the chat.
Yeah.
Talking Springsteen for the rest of the bloody video.
To be fair, like I think like that was like my my sort of thing. I was just a bit like, you know what? The film didn't do too well, apparently, from the IMDb thing. And I was like, I don't think anyone's going to be really that arsed. It's not like we called it Usual Suspects.
It was quite... for some reason, Connor's seen it, because earlier on he put the irony when Sam Rockwell has a film called Glory Daze and he plays a character called Rob, who is my brother. So there you go. There's some trivia for you. And they're those posters. You can come back onto us now. You can see our beautiful faces again.
Yeah.
There was a lot. It's a lot easier to get them off the screen than it is to put them on the screen. So,
also that poster took me like I'm not very good. Like considering my degree, I'm not very good with. I studied graphic design. I'm not very good with Photoshop. Like I've winged my way through a lot of the stuff that got me through university. Like I'm not very good. Stuff like that.
You're an award winner, mate.
You are.
I do have a graphic design award.
Yeah.
That was easy. Compared to that, for some reason, adding that little scribble crown into that logo, fuming how long it took me. It's not seamless.
It's not,
but it paid off.
It is. It's a great poster. I love it. I'm thinking actually because I've just done my office up. I might get that poster printed
that'd be good.
and put on the wall, which I think would be quite nice. I've just got another couple of last bits that I want to cover, and then we'll go on to some chat because Connor's gone mad on questions. I want to throw a shout out for the bit where we cut back to Clifford in the gig venue, obviously crapping his pants that he has to go on stage and he just starts writing songs. And there's so many little outtakes of that of him making up these random little songs. Apparently Leo's really good at doing that, according to David, just coming up with random little tunes and songs and stuff like that.
It's his secret weapon. You just on the spot, Leo can come up with a little tune, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's annoying. Where's he come up with that?" And then, like, half an hour to an hour later, you're humming it.
I mean, honestly, like all the time when we how often after we filmed that we would sing those things to each other, just like Curry Mile, Curry Mile,
Curry Mile.
Do you like me now, Daddy?
I hate how much "Do You Like Me Now, Daddy" gets stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. And there are a lot more as well.
But damn you, Leo, you clever, talented bastard.
We had to cut most of them out just because it just needed to be like a
wildly
really
inappropriate.
Yeah. No, it just had to be like a really quick segment, but they were.
I remember that being actually a really tough cut.
Yeah,
Like some of them were really funny. All of them were really funny. Sorry.
And then I think like the last thing was Maisie's question all the way back at the beginning of the chat, which is what our fans will be called.
Yes.
Sneak peek for season 2. We do have a hardcore fan in an episode, so
episode
1.
Tell what episode it is. Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Maisie suggested just Dazes, which I'm not massively against.
I think you say I'm not a massive fan of. I hate it. I hate it.
But I
think it's shite.
know what currently we call our fan base is our immediate friends and family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I call our fans Sam's mum.
Yeah.
Yes. Shazza.
Shazzers.
I mean, for some reason I call it mum and dad, but that's...
Connor's just said morning glories.
Morning glory.
Might get sued from Big Liam.
Yeah, don't want to mess with the Gallagher brothers.
I like that though. Morning glories. It's very good.
Yeah. I don't have any ideas. As I said, I'm shocking at coming up with names. So
glory holes.
Oh yeah, can't see that going on.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything else at all.
Nope. Brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Daze is the best one.
Maybe Dazes is, yeah.
We'll give it some thought. Glory Daze aren't big.
Put
Please.
So.
Yeah, please tell us if you've got names.
Yeah, and tell your friends and family as well. So it's not just our friends and family that are fans of Glory Daze. We got a couple of quick questions in the chat. I mean, everyone wants to know what the joke is that got cut. We'll do that in a minute. But first,
we'll reenact it now.
Yeah.
I'll
get a bucket and a towel. Yeah, because we've got Josh Sparrow as well asking for what the scene was. So we'll probably say that in a minute. Connor wants to know what shot or scene took the most takes.
Whiteboard.
The whiteboard did, but also the opening to episode 2 took ages.
Yeah, that did.
Which is the argument between Ben and Ollie about the drum beat, and they're going. Yeah. And it's this idea that there's obviously this recurring joke where Ben doesn't know bands, so Ollie's trying to say do a drum beat that would be in like a Led Zeppelin song, and Ben doesn't know, and then the punchline of the joke is like Ben goes The Who, as in because he's just asking, he doesn't know who the band is. Ollie's just said, and Ollie goes The Who, because The Who are a well-known band, everyone. And I remember that taking us so long to do, and I don't know why, but it took. I think because it took us quite a few times to get the intonation right, and we just kept doing it, and then I think because we knew what we wanted and it just wasn't kind of turning out right, I think we all kind of got a bit frustrated, which makes it harder to actually achieve what you're trying to get to, and it just took us like over and over and over again.
I think I'd written that joke, and there was a little throwaway, and we're like, "Oh, it'll be a funny opener. Let's put it in." And then it was the way we were playing it was so like a sketch.
It was.
It felt really unnatural when we first started doing it, and it was like I mean, like because like you said, like the nation. I don't know how Ollie would say this. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like I can't. Like, because it was very different. It was sort of, again, because we don't sort of have a lot of, like, that's, like, a very traditional joke, and I think it's very funny.
Yeah.
But it's very different to some of the jokes that we have used nowadays. It was, like, it was so hard to sort of figure out natural.
I think what's interesting
about the two characters.
Yeah, I think what's interesting was, like, we always had these ideas for, like, little openers, like, cold opens, but we actually don't have that many, really. Like, there's only a few. But we always have loads of ideas for them. And even in season 2, like because sometimes the episode just has like a natural starting point, and that feels quite nice to, like, in episode 3, it's funny to have them all sat round hungover, and then Flynn throws up on himself and you cut straight to the title. Other times there's not something there, so we write like a little funny, just standalone bit before like the title sequence. And then I think in season 2 there's not that many, but we have loads of like little ideas for them, which I think are really funny. But I think, as you say, because it's slightly different to the normal tone of the episode, it can be something like sometimes you're trying to be like too funny with it. Like you're like, this is a joke and it's the opener, so it needs to be punchy, and you can kind of ham it up a little bit where it doesn't like necessarily need to be. But yeah, I think unless you guys can think of anything else, I think that one took us a good while to film.
Essentially, I remember it being a while, but I don't remember it being that. Like, it's not the one that sticks out. I think, again, like, I mean, yeah, the whiteboard one is a long shot. It's just a sort of long one shot. Like, it felt like just... Because that was very much like, just film whatever we say. I think
that was different because it was like we were just coming up with stuff on the spot. Like, that seems very scripted and still took us ages.
Yeah. I mean, collectively, probably longest would have been like the garage one with the reshoots, or maybe like the argument scene in 7.
I was gonna say the argument in 7. Yeah, I remember us doing, because I think the problem with that one was like, I don't want to like sound like this isn't me like bigging myself up, but I was like, that's like the most we acted. I think that in episode 6.
No, true.
Like in also, I want to sort of comment actually, because I remember like in episode 6, like again, not like I remember like really trying to get angry, because it's hard to be across your friend who's wearing an Indian headdress and be angry. Like, it's very hard to sort of like, obviously when like
David, go put it on. let's
if he has the Indian headdress and doesn't have,
I'd kick off at that.
I did not keep the headdress.
It's in a bag it's in a bag in my garage. It's fine.
But yeah, like that's really hard to sort of like do in that moment. And like I think we did a couple of takes of it, and like I remember like, this is like gonna make me sound like such a pretentious twat, so I apologize in advance. But like, again, not really an actor, so I was just trying everything. I remember like pacing the garage. I think like David, I think you were like sorting something out with Matt, and I tried to go into my own will. I tried to Shia LaBeouf it. I tried to very much just sort of like go, I'm mad. And I remember like thinking of things that would like make me angry, just in general, to like just really sort of like get in the zone. But it's still tough. Like, I remember we shouted. I remember my voice hurted because we were shouting at each other. Like, because we always knew it was going to be like sort of mimed. Like, we always knew it was going to be montaged over this, like the script. It's written that the voiceover from each of their sort of sound bites is over that argument. As like Matt had written it, so it was like it was one of those where we knew we were miming it, but there's not really a way of. I mean, maybe from me at least. I don't know about you lot, but it's harder to mime. It's harder to mime an argument, and it was easier just to shout at each other. I remember being like really genuinely like, I was riled after that. It felt like we were having a genuine argument, because we sort of were. We were having a genuine like. Sort
we did have a genuine argument after it. We really fought. I
kicked fuck out of him.
It's like Conor McGregor.
Really hurt.
I did.
I'm just about being able to forgive you.
That's the real reason season 2's not done. Guff and David have actually fallen out for all this time, so they're only just mates again.
I think I remember a similar. So that was a bit of a tangent. 7 game, because I think like, again we sort of really, and like David, you did a fucking wonderful job. If you want to,
you did.
I think that's like that's like I remember like sort of, because you obviously lead that, like Ben leads that sort of. He's the first one to get emotional. Like Ollie's still just being Ollie and like a bit of a twat in that moment, and it's like sort of Ben is the one that sort of goes. He's the one that really sort of gets like to the heart and just goes, "It was like my idea," like, and it's like you can really sort of hear that it's sore. And I think like it wasn't until I saw a few takes of you doing that I was able to even sort of get in that. Oh, it makes me sound such a twat. But
that was unexpectedly really nice. I appreciate it.
No, but like it's so hard to sort of get in that headspace, especially because like again we're filming all over the place. So, like you're filming like different scenes, and like you might be laughing, and obviously we're all mates. We're like having a laugh during it. It's hard to sort of like go from that to like really really, I can try and get something genuine. Like it's hard to do that. So I remember like
just watching that scene back does feel really genuine because I think we both bounce off each other so well.
Yeah, definitely.
In the argument in 7, like we're both giving as good as we're getting.
Yeah, I think obviously like that took longer, not for the same reasons as that other opener, which was just we weren't getting it right. Yeah. This was just like the more we do this, the better it's getting, like every time. Yeah. And like obviously because the way we film it, I was swinging back and forth with the camera between the two of you, and some takes I was like missing moments, so I was like, okay, we're going again because like I can do better. It wasn't always like on you guys. Yeah. It was like not normal filming where you go, well, we'll do a close up on this person, close up on that person, and then you just cut it together. It's like, no, like we really wanted it to be like just swinging back and forth between the two of you. So there were times when I was like, and we got like by the end of it, we nailed it. Like I knew as soon as David starts saying this word, I need to like swing over to Guff because Guff's about to react in this way. And but it's also like with the style we do it, obviously it's like mockumentary. It's supposed to be like there's a film crew there. You can't react too quickly, otherwise it's like. Like it's this really pretentious thing like in when you study film and stuff, it's like what's the motivation of the camera movement, and you see it in so many like blockbuster films where they just like push in on something and you're like, why have they done that? And answer at the end of the day is usually just because it looks kind of cool, but like in actual filmmaking it's like the camera has a motivation for the movement. It never moves just for the sake of moving. So like when I was filming that scene I was like, well, I've got to wait until the last moment to move to make it feel like authentic. So I remember we did do a lot of takes of that as well, but that was just because it was getting better. Like as you say, it took the more you did it, the more you guys got in that intensity, and also the better I was getting with the camera and stuff as well.
It was very much a sort of like that's really interesting as well, because I don't think I've heard sort of as much of you talk about that, like sort of like you like learning sort of on the fly a little bit in terms of like when to do the cues. But like I think that was it, like because I remember when you were saying that like actually I can do the movement better on that one, let's do that shot again. I might have been like, I think there was a couple of moments where I was being like, all right, that's me, like I'm happy with that take.
Yeah.
I think that's the one. I think I'm like very much a case of, as you all will know, I'm very much a case of I would rather us have it and not need it. So I'm always the one to do it again. Let's try it a different way. I'm the one that sort of pushes that more than most because I'm, like I think like definitely the diva, but I think like in terms of that, like again with that, I remember like there was times where I was like, I reckon that's the one, but then like Matt would be like, actually I want to do it again, and it was like you might do the odd take where it's like, oh actually no, I need to go again, and you'll have done something in that one that you're like, actually I'm gonna do that instead, that feels better.
Yeah.
So it was like every time there was like a mistake, maybe on like for example the camera side of things, it was like it was beneficial for, I don't know if David you got the same from this, but it was like I might have gone, oh actually I preferred the way I delivered that line then, and preferred the way that like I did that, or the like the movement, the body movement or something like that. So that's one of my favorite things, because like I feel like that's again like we sort of joke that's like the most acting we've done, but it very much was like that was that was like the time where I was like, because we have fun when we're filming these, and we are a bunch of mates that have been doing this since college. There is that thing of like we are taking it seriously, but it is that thing of we have a lot of fun when we're doing it. That was like, it was fun, but in the least fun way that we've done the others. Like it was like fun because I was like, I feel it sounds really bad, but no, it felt like it was like I feel like I'm on a set while I'm like every other time it's like I'm filming something cool with my friends that like looks cool and like it's part of the process. Well, that very much felt like I feel like I'm learning through this.
This almost might this also might be a bit of a douchey way to phrase this, like we've been saying, but it was more like that one. The satisfaction was in the result rather than in just like us dicking about.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That, in fact, as well, was one of our like earliest starts that we've done, especially on a location, like first thing in the morning. And I remember that night before, I stayed on Leo's sofa at his parents' place, and then I think they dropped us off first thing in the morning. So I was like, ugh. And then we got in, and I think we must have just learned our lines, like Matt was saying. He just made sure that all the movements were perfect. We just did it and did it and did it and did it, and then I'm really happy with the end result for that.
Yeah,
it's great seeing you guys nailed it, and Sam does his bit in the background as well.
Oh
Just
no,
I stood there.
I wanna really give it the way Sam fucking pumps those guns when he throws that bag.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I broke everything in that.
I'm gonna say. I know we've had topless Sam peeking out of a door. I want to say the bag
throw Sam.
The bag.
Are these are baseball cards that I'm gonna have of Sam?
Yeah.
There's bag throw.
Bag throw Sam sounds like a cheat code.
Yeah.
No, bag throw Sam is arguably the JamJar CU, the JamJar Cinematic Universe, Captain America pulling the helicopter mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw.
We see like a good punch of the air almost.
Yeah.
There's some fury in that. Oh.
I thought you were going to say he's the JJCU's Thanos.
Yeah.
That moment, the most powerful.
I think every time I see something that was
Four-headed Jack.
All of you boys and girls that have a bit of a crush on Jack, you wait for season 3. You wait. You just wait, kids. We should start wrapping things up. You know what happens in season 3.
I know, but you could still change it.
I'm drawing a blank actually.
Yeah, the first episode. Have a think. I'll let you know after we're off the air. I'll let you know when off the air.
How have you forgotten?
I don't know. We got a couple last things. We'll wrap a couple of things up. Connor wants to know if I've ever actually tried brownies, and he won't tell my mum if I have. I haven't. I
won't tell you, mum.
I've never had the inclination to try that. So that's.
You've had brownies, haven't you?
Well, the brownies, but he means brownies.
I've eaten brownies.
I don't know what they are. These little chocolate squares. Yeah. They look really tasty, but I've never really.
I won't tell you, mum. I know you don't like.
Despite eating brownies in that actual episode.
Never had brownies.
I've never had them. Yeah.
It's all mime. He just drops them behind.
Yeah. Rob has given us a name, Glory Hunters. I think that's quite good. I quite like that as a fan name.
Powerful.
And then the last question from Connor again is how does he get some of these JamJar shirts? He thinks they're tidy. And I think we are going to open it up to you can buy them at some point.
And Matt pulls his bloody finger out, is that it?
No, what we need some good quotes for the pictures. That's what we need,
yes.
and then we can do that. We will at some point though, because I know a few people are interested, and it's a really cool design. Like I was wearing this jumper out, and we were at Whistle Punks, which is like axe throwing, and one of the staff there was like, "That's a really nice jumper." He's like, "Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "It's actually this thing that I film with my friends. So you can't have one." And you just feel pretty like pathetic.
It's like he designed it over there while I'm getting an axe.
Yeah. To be fair, no. What was more pathetic was when we went out Jam.
Oh yeah.
And then it was like we went up to the bar and she was like, "Oh, you part of that group with a T-shirt, right?"
Yeah, because So the full story was we when we were done filming, we had like a rap party, the four of us, and that day because we've always loved this logo, and we're going to get it on T-shirts and stuff. So we'd ordered all the stuff, and it arrived at mine, and we had a few beers at mine in the garage before we went out. So we all broke open the T-shirts and stuff, and all put them on. And then we went out to Cane and Grain in Manchester and had a few drinks there. And we were ordering food. I think we went at one at a time. And he did kind of go, "Oh yeah, you're over there with that group with the same T-shirts, aren't you?"
We did.
But then Guff was upset because Guff hadn't put his on or had his shirt on over it or something. He was like, "Oh, I feel left out." It's just like
but also I feel very much a case of did we go on the rap party the day the last episode came?
No, we would have been on the day it came out. Do you say, Jerry?
Yeah,
I think we might have done, or it might have been around there.
Yeah, because the idea was we planned rap party and when we actually most rap parties do when we rapped, but we didn't because we were sort of filming stuff quite time. Mm-hmm. And then Matt said, he was on holiday when sort of the episode 6 and 7 was due to come out. I have a feeling the day that it came out was the day we went on the rap party.
I don't know, because
you've literally just said I was on holiday.
Matt was on holiday.
I scheduled episode 6 for when you were on holiday.
No, I don't know. No, I'm sure I remember watching episode 7 with Laura on holiday, I think.
Oh, fair enough.
If I remember rightly.
I just remember it sort of. I remember it being like a pretty like. Because I remember it being like a big day for us, sort of like. Yeah, I remember there was like a day where we were like, it's nice that it is this particular day that we've decided to go on the rap party.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Wait for it to come up on your memories on Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much us done. We've gone on a lot longer than I thought we would. Some of that was technical issues.
Yeah.
But you guys,
typical JamJar fashion.
Yeah, just going on over and over, and you guys have asked some really good questions. So thank you everyone for watching and your participation and support of the series so far. Like it generally means a lot because, as you can probably guess from these stories, like we do have a lot of fun filming them, but it is a lot of hard work and effort that goes into it as well. So it's nice to know when people kind of appreciating stuff, and there's a lot of like a lot of stuff out there that doesn't, you make stuff and you put effort into it, but it's easier for people to share like a funny dog meme than it is like something that actually one of their close ones has put a lot of time and effort into. So it is really nice when people share it and like comment on it and, say how much they've enjoyed it. Because, that's why we do it. We don't do this we do it because it's fun, but we don't just do it just to like go, oh, that was a fun thing we stressed about for 15 hours that day, wasn't it? It's nice when you put that effort in, then people, enjoy it and stuff. And we are a bit sorry that we can't get the season 2 to you any sooner, but we've got a lot of it filmed and the rest of it planned, and I'm going to be editing a lot of it from lockdown so that when we are out, we can just smash those last few episodes out and we can get it out to you guys pretty quickly. And then we've already decided we're not going to take a break. We're going to go straight into season 3 because I think that was a mistake we made. We finished series 1 and went, yeah, let's party, and just took loads of time off, and that obviously slowed things down considerably. And so we've got all the season 3 planned. We know who's writing what. We're going to write that, just go straight into it, and that'll be out in good time, hopefully, if there's not another pandemic or anything like that. If you do want to watch anything, we do have the Isolation Diaries out, which I think are quite good fun. In the meantime, and I hope
about the length of a full season as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's about I was thinking they were going to be like 20 minutes in total, but the whole thing's about an hour. So
it's all right.
Like that. You could call that season 1.5.
Yeah,
I genuinely have called it 1.5 on my like document save.
Oh, have you? That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, I think like that's pretty much it. I mean, I've really enjoyed doing this. I'd like to do something like this again, but obviously we don't have that much content, so maybe we have to brainstorm some ideas and see what we can come up with to do more.
Maybe we'll do the Isolation Diaries.
Maybe we can. If people have enjoyed it, let us know if you'd want to watch some more with us, and we can just have a good laugh. We're always up for suggestions, and we all have a lot of free time at the moment. But I'm gonna lead us out with a few clips. So the first one is is a nice little thing from episode 1 of all the clapperboard claps. That I think is a nice little clip. And then there's a nice little clip as well, which is the final shot that we filmed, which is actually the final shot of episode 1. We purposely did that because we're sentimental bastards. The shot of us all walking and sitting on the sofa is the last shot, and there's something quite funny that happens in there. So that's a nice little clip. And then after that, I'm going to put on the promo for season 2, so you can get excited about that as well, even though it's going to be a while. But thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you.
Actually, no, I'm going to cut it out.
Oh, yeah.
It's alright, yeah. Fine. Mark it.
Go on, say it.
No, alright, fine. Ben interview, take 1, Glory Daze, first shot, innit? Go. Oh, I'll do it again because I spoke over it.
You fucking lad.
Take 2. Jack's interview, take 1. Mark it. Ben interview, take 1. Take 1. Take 2. Take 3. Take 4. Mark it.
Listen to
your thing. Oh, wait, move that blanket first. There we go. Mark it, Sam.
Episode 1, Scene 45, Shot 1, Take 1.
These really doubt me that much. You'll just be like, where's he gone?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh.
What? What? You just cracked it? Are you serious?
No, we have not gotten that on camera.
Oh. Last shot, you've just f***ing cracked it.
Oh, I did it!
Are you kidding me?
I did it!
Are you kidding me?
That's some f***ing omen shit
Are
right
you kidding me?
I'm too strong for my own good.
Are you kidding me?
I'm actually,
I
I
just
know
thought you
you're
were really
good about
angry.
that.
Oh,
I'm really chuffed
I'm
about
good.
What do you mean?
I'm
It's cost me
good
25
about that.
quid.
Ah, it's not bad anyone.
Right, let's do this then.
That's actually mad.
That's actually me.
I'll take your piss.
I'll take your piss.
Right, we're just looking to camera for a still.
Yeah.
This is it, boys. The end.
Oh shit. Okay.
And we're just looking to camera for a few minutes.
This isn't really the end though.
It's for all of us. I'm about to kill you all. Myself.
Let's do it.
Can that be the still? Just stay still.
Actually, that's a sneeze on set.
Was that much about sneezing on the set?
Oh, fucking
Sneeze
hell.
on set.
Oh, dare you? This is
Sneeze
oh,
on
no,
set.
Sneeze on set.
It's pronounced mise en scène.
Damn it.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You found that funny than anyone else.
No, I've had it.
I love
Still!
Right, let's do this. I think that's it, boys. I think that's a wrap! Oh, what's a dream?
Because none of it's been filming this whole time.
Imagine.
Yeah,
let's get the first beer on camera.
Wait,
First, make sure it's
Are
filming.
we gonna actually be
No, film the first beer, boys.
What's on one?
Oh wait, keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Get me what we have in.
I'm gonna try a jackhammer.
Is that a
that the
7?
seven?
That's a 7.2.
I can't imagine you'll have
I
a
want
7
the
with your
5.
working, so I'll have the other one. And I'll...
5 MC.
5 MC.
Yeah, I want to give that one a go.
Here you go, buddy.
Go on, give us a 7.
For solidarity, I'll have a punk so that I can try my very
Oh,
best.
here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's glistening.
Ice cold!
I'm taking a photo
Sit
of
down.
that.
He held his hand out as well.
Sorry. Oh, there's mine open.
Wait, how the opened it?
Whoa, 1 minute. We need to do a boomerang as well of like us all cheers in the beer. 1 minute. I want to once they're all open.
Open it up.
Is this for the story?
I was gonna say, should we do it like? I want to do like a boomerang where we like
Yeah.
cheers in like this.
Oh, well, like
Seriously.
Gals Weekend.
Gals
Like,
Weekend,
yes.
yeah. Woo! Bank holiday.
Oh.
1 minute. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, David's hand, I think.
That's rubbish.
Keep it.
Sorry, I should have kept it. Sorry.
Right. Ready?
3, 2, 1. I'll do it.
Okay. Right.
Cheers, boys!
Cheers, boys!
Cheers, beer!
Woo!
Alright, first ever IPA.
Tastes like piss.
Oh, let's go.
No, I like that.
That's intense. That's a good.
Is it intense, that?
Yeah.
It's on the tongue,
Let's
that,
have a
innit?
sniff. Let's have a sniff.
It's a bit on the tongue, that.
David thinks it's alright.
Yay!
I feel like that jackhammer is going to knock me
Can I
off,
try
man.
Oh.
a sip of the jackhammer?
Have a sip of the jackhammer.
Actually, yeah, go kind of. Do you want to try a sip
Oh,
of
yeah,
5
go
AM?
on.
Alright, lads.
The 5 AM's nice. I like them.
Hoa!
Oh, can I try 5?
Oh, boys.
Oh, boys.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
Everyone get up. Everyone
Yeah.
get up.
Let's get a proper.
Bring it in. Bring it in, boys.
I like how someone's
Someone's like, I'm
in.
in. I'm in, ready.
Yeah! Oh!
It's because my head's in your chest.
Your head's everywhere.
Woo!
It's the gravity.
Right, let's
Pulling
cut
you
there.
Oh.
That is a wrap.
Shit, the sound wasn't recording.